is my mind and my body. But there's one thing I say and always need.
This world shall know.
Pain. His come and dance with me in hell, won't you?
What is up, peeps? It is time for another episode of Chibi Podcast. Why are you making fun of me?
I don't know.
You got me, David the Smash fan.
Mr.
Orion, take two.
Yeah, because your thing shat itself.
And Sharky.
It was a good episode.
It was
the best. I even cried.
It was the
5
best
minutes.
This is
episode.
the best intro we've
This ain't no
done.
SpongeBob. Get out of
He
here.
threw his son under the bus, blaming him.
It's the best intro since I've been on the show.
Yeah, I don't even
have to retake it.
What did you even say? I don't remember.
Mambo number 5.
Oh yeah.
Bum. Okay.
Copyright.
Did you you ever hear that there was a Disney version and then there was the original version
Wait, what's the Disney version?
of what?
of that? Of number 5, yeah.
What's the difference?
Because in the original version, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the house come up. Something. Let's drive to the liquor store around the corner, and he says like, "Let's go to the ice cream store," or something like that.
So they changed liquor for
I
ice
would
cream.
rather have
Yeah.
ice cream than liquor.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, yeah, true, but like they changed all that, or like
you say that like it's a bad thing.
or like the Destiny's Child song, "Jumpin'." You know how it says like, and it's Friday night. No, and it's. I think it's Saturday night, and the club is jumpin'.
Okay, sure.
They say, and it's Friday night, and the party's jumpin'.
So they can't have partying on
I'd rather
Saturday?
be at a party than at
Yeah, but I never knew that because all I would listen is a Radio Disney version. Then
What
when
were
I
you
heard the original
listening
version,
Well, we were little.
How did you listen to radio? I don't
it used to be on like
It was on radio.
AM radio?
AM radio 910.
yeah.
have radio. Rapport.
No,
Everybody had
exactly. That's
radio.
why you listen to radio because you work
Everybody
on
had
AM radio.
Everybody had radio.
AM radio.
So do you listen to the
Your
Jonas
car-
Brothers?
Your alarm
Yeah, listen to
clock.
you,
for
I
your-
didn't have a car.
Your alarm clock for your when it woke you up.
I didn't have an alarm clock. I
A
had
radio,
a mother.
a radio alarm. Oh well.
My mother wouldn't wake me up.
I had an Spider-Man motherfucker.
I had a mother. I had a mother who
I had la
beat the
chancla.
crap out of me, but I didn't wake. Yeah, exactly. I get up on my own, man.
See, this is.
Yeah, I had Radio Disney.
Yeah.
You would call in and be like, "Can we get this song?" And
Wait,
then we get-
really random enough. That kind of reminded me when I was a little younger in my teenage years, and I used to listen. I used to fall asleep, putting my CD player on with the music on, and then just fell asleep.
Yeah,
Have you guys done that?
yeah.
Yeah.
I did that on the mission.
I did before that.
I did it.
What is this? I did it before.
before this.
I don't think I ever did.
Huh?
I tried doing white noise. I can't do noise.
First of all,
No,
white
white noise.
noise.
If
No. I said with music before too, but I tried doing it with white noise as well, but nothing.
Even when I had my iPod too, I used to like play stuff before I went to bed.
And then you know what? For me, like, for a while now, until my computer, I can only sleep in complete darkness. Like if there's light bleeding into my door, I'm like, honey, I go outside. I'm like, turn off the lights, and then I go to bed because everything's black. I'm like,
Do you actually turn on your computer then?
I turn on my computer, but because when it puts in the sleep mode, the RAM, because it has lights up RAM, it has little dim blue lights, and I just see it in the corner of my eyes. So I'm like, just ignore it, and then I fall asleep.
Just put some tape.
Some toip. This is English
toip?
as a second language, people.
Well, anyway, if this is your first time watching Chibi Podcast, we're just a bunch of guys talking about nerdy stuff. That's all we do.
Why?
Why? I don't even know why we even
Nerds,
started it.
bro. What the fuck you talking?
I think
about?
originally, we already said this. I think originally we started out as a review. That was the original idea. We were going to review things and do videos.
This is like another YouTube channel.
Well, that's originally was going to be. There is a thing called Chibi Reviews.
I know.
But that was originally was going to be the idea. The name wasn't Chibi, but that was the idea. We recorded in like my dad's apartment. I can't find that recording. We recorded to see what it would be like.
Episode 0.
And then I think and Japorian was there. It was like a Thanksgiving dinner that I had at my dad's house.
Oh yeah,
And we went into his room and recorded. It was so,
Around the bed.
yeah. It was so weird.
Good times.
But then and then that evolved to Chibi.
Did you
later
ever
on
figure out
after.
how many episodes we're in?
No,
I have to count them. I haven't had time to count them, but I know we're over 200.
Alright.
We're well over 200. So
Fun.
So we missed the 200th episode celebration.
yes, we did. But we're still in the 101 subscribers celebration.
oh,
Next
it's
time,
subbing now.
102.
No, we're at 101.
I'm not subbing right now, so
We gotta get more people. But anyway,
Are they all Dalmatians or just checking?
They're all
Scrubbers?
Dalmatians.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
makes
fine
it
if we
special.
stay at 100.
Listen to
keep
the
it-
channel.
Yeah. But anyway,
Anyways,
Like the what is it? Well, it was Twitter, but now X.
It's X.
The KFC official KFC only follows like the 3 Spice Girls and like 4 random guys named Herb.
yeah.
nice.
I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Random.
Is it them? No, it's Wendy's that just roast people on X, or they used to
True.
at least. But yeah,
So they get paid the big bucks.
yeah. I think we were gone for 2 weeks, maybe. I think it was 2 weeks. Maybe it was just a week.
A week.
You only missed a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we were possibly not going to record, but we made a workaround. Basically, where we do record, it's being renovated. So
It's under construction.
We're bumping on your studio.
yeah,
No.
this. Well, I mean, it's gonna be newer. We're gonna have more.
Streamer house.
Yeah.
I wish that'd be cool. If we start making money, that's a dream. Yeah.
That's a dream right there.
Yeah, it'll
Streamer
look better.
neighborhood. Dream bigger.
Neighborhood.
Stream neighborhood. Like a cul-de-sac.
Let's do a cul-de-sac first, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
we
yeah.
can go from there. Okay.
Yeah, streamer cul-de-sac.
There you go. I like that.
You know what's funny? I think there was an idea one time where I don't know if you remember, Japan, when we were talking with our friends from Classic. It was just a joke, but we were joking like we would buy a cul-de-sac and we would all live there, like you, me,
Other people.
Emily with her family, Jenny with her family. Do you remember this?
I don't remember.
Of course.
Oh, to be young and dumb.
Wait a minute. It's like, oh, this is a nice, beautiful, tender moment.
I mean, you guys
guys
also
are
had
stupid.
that idea later on.
Yeah.
Why can't we do it now?
Yeah. Why not?
Because shit's expensive, man.
That is true. Housing market is through.
The thing is, like, if we had to do that, we'd have to do it, like, in Stansbury Park.
I don't
What?
even know where that is.
Exactly. No one knows
Or
where.
Thule.
That's like Tooele.
Tuila? I'm not going to
Well,
Tuila.
Tuile's cheap.
Well, I mean, that's where it's cheaper.
Bountiful.
No,
Bountiful is
that's more
expensive, man.
Or cheap house is like 400,000.
Or we can
That is
all,
cheap.
or we can all buy one piece of land and have what are those things? Those storage,
The Amazon
Mini container
Amazon-
homes.
yeah, and just build upon them.
Yeah, that would be down.
Stack them up like you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the idea. That's the Chibi,
And then that would be the first video, real life Minecraft.
the Chibi community. There we go.
Chibi Minecraft in real
Yeah.
life.
There we go. We're
Look
thinking
at this.
big.
Look at this.
Yeah.
We
Just
just
tell-
need the budget. And we're,
Just
We
tell
need
your
the money
wife.
'cause we need
Yeah.
to get a lot of subscribers so we can get the moolah.
There we go. We gotta do. We
that's
gotta,
what we want to do for you guys, but you got to subscribe.
yeah, and
If you
yeah.
want us to
And
live
share.
in a fancy house, please subscribe. Send us money.
Well, anyway, there's tons of stuff that's happening, right? We don't have enough time to go through everything. We have just a lot of
We
important.
talk about we got like 3 hours.
No.
We have plenty of time. We just started.
Okay, it's just true. We also have to record the other ones, though.
The other ones?
The other one.
Oh, we do. Oh, okay.
Yes, we do.
Day?
Yeah.
You didn't warn me about this.
Yeah,
doing that
I'm not
today.
ready.
I'm not doing that tonight. You can fuck yourself.
We can do it. We can do it. You have nothing to do.
I gotta wake up at 9 in the morning like tomorrow. So
So do I.
9 in the morning?
That's
Yeah.
too late.
Yeah.
See,
What time do you normally wake up to go to work?
I've been waking up at 5 recently this week.
What time? What time do you
6:30.
normally wake?
6:30.
Okay.
this is too early though. 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. But 9
Weekends?
o'clock.
You know what time
Sleep
does he
in, that's
sleep?
early.
What time do you sleep though on weekends?
30.
Yeah, I can't do that. I go to sleep at a reasonable hour, unless it was last night.
I was about to say, like, what the fuck?
Except last night.
Well, anyway, let's talk about a few things.
Yeah.
First thing is EA is a crappy publisher.
EA's a shit
Everything.
publisher.
I don't. Can't defend it.
Yeah, we can't defend it. Also,
In the
and
game.
they always make that's EA Sports, which is not just EA, but they make crappy
Sure.
things. Apex, if you heard, I heard that they're getting rid of the dropship in Apex Legends. That they're talking about getting rid of that,
Yeah.
and I think that's a horrible idea. That's
So
just
fuck?
Yeah, they're thinking of just like spawning you in the map and like spreading them out like evenly. So
like you pick where you go, but you don't have a drop.
That's
You
the
just
whole spiel of a BR. A lot of BRs are just like that. So
dude, I'm not the one making the game. So why are you getting?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Pokemon. Why are they doing that Pokemon? You guys
not his fault.
I'm not making the. I wish I was.
But anyway, the point is like I don't know if it's the developers or if EA is like, yeah, let's change it, whatever. But I'm going to blame it on EA because it's easier to do it that way.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair. They're changing a lot of things, and they're pretty known pretty, especially recently, about being pretty
money grubby.
Yeah, and
grubby for no reason.
What? A company wants your money?
No, yeah, they do, but which is fine. Like, I mean, they need our money because that's what.
Yeah,
Like,
the house is going to make
the
us
thing is,
our games.
Make us something good that we'll put money into. Don't just be like, oh, let's just add a bunch of microtransactions, or we want to make more money, so we're going to add advertisements in the game. Bunch of fucking.
Which is where this is coming in. If you remember in, I think NBA 2K, I can't remember which year it was. In the game when you were playing, there were ads that would come in.
Yep.
It was the stupidest thing.
Wait, where exactly the
in the game? So
you're playing the game.
The game was like it was too much like the TV show. Or
Yeah,
like an
they're
actual
like
live broadcast.
you go on break, you go on.
Yeah, this halftime report is brought to you by
Oh.
Sprite.
Obey your thirst.
I would be okay if it had like on the sidelines, like when you play when you see soccer games
that.
and you see it on the sidelines. That's fine.
They did have that, but they actually had.
Now they have that. Yeah, that's messed
They
up.
had a
They shouldn't.
vocalized advertisement.
That's stupid.
Yeah, let's see the replay brought to you by.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they go, and back to the game.
Yeah,
That was exactly what happened in the game.
that's like that.
I'm not joking.
Yeah, he's not lying. Well, besides the Cerveza Cristal, but yeah,
Okay.
that's the only thing that's different.
That's ass.
But now they're trying to do this in more games. Like they have Battlefield, they have Mass Effect, they have all these other games at EA, and they want to include in-game ads.
Star Wars.
In Star Wars, they want to add ads into this.
That's weird.
Like it's not enough that all the streaming services now are like, let's make a lower tier, make everything more expensive, but like the lower tier have ads.
Well, that's how they get the
to
money.
make it like TV. Now we have
That's
the
the
game.
part I don't get. I'm like, I'm already giving you guys my money. Why are you? Why I have to give you more
Why
money?
are you?
to get rid of- Why? Yeah.
Because they didn't get a lot of subscribers. Need more money.
to make better content.
Well, according to
Fuckers.
Diego, how many people have signed up for Disney Plus on that
I
first day?
don't remember.
No, Amazon though. That's the one I'm complaining the most.
Oh yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, I'm a big thing about like we don't want ads. I don't want ads. I pay to not get ads, but now they're making it more expensive to have that luxury. But now the fact
not
that
a
now
luxury.
it's not a luxury, but now the game, there's no way to even go past it. Like if they want to put an ad in there,
Can you imagine if they actually tried to sell you that?
well, that's what EA is trying to do.
No, like an upgraded, like you can. Okay, so
Oh.
you can buy. you can buy.
the
you know,
known ad section.
yeah.
Plus-
They do that anyway. Like they do kind of. They're like
Here's
this game
I mean, just to say, here's Apex Legends 2 with
No ads.
with no
no
ads.
ads.
But,
$20.
I mean, they kind of do
Here's
that with
Apex Legends 2 plus no ads.
They kind of do that with paywalls, right? Like, there's like, it's already in the game, but they're like, to access, you have to pay us, and we, quote unquote, unlock it. But it's already in the game. It's coded in there. They add to it. They just have like a little a lock in there, and it's just like with the money you pay, you unlock it. But it's already in the game. They already added to it. It's not nothing new. You have to pay to get it. It's the same concept.
I was gonna say it works if it's not on your face. I'm going back to the soccer thing, the sport thing. I think that's a good scenario if they just put on the sidelines. If they were to do that in other games, maybe in the sidelines, I think you'll be okay. But if they start
Because
screaming
that's
on your
part
face,
of that's because with sports that's just the normal. Like,
right.
You see it on the side of the
That's a
sidelines.
realistic.
You'll be like, you know what? I kind of want
representation
McDonald's
of what it
now,
is.
or you know what? Sprite sounds good. After I just did that free throw and I made the game winning point in my game, a Sprite, I deserve that. Or McDonald's, I'm gonna get that. But not like, yo, he made that dunk. Okay, this thing is brought to you by McDonald's. The quarter pounder with cheese. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here.
Like if Apex said, "Here is your Apex champion," brought to you by blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
Verizon Wireless presents
what
the
if they do
Apex
a
Champions.
collaboration with like a company, like let's say Coca-Cola?
if the Coca-Cola
I don't-
company made a collaboration to make a game skin or something like that,
Yeah.
that's different. But I don't want an ad.
Why
Why would I want an ad in
part
there?
of the deal.
Ad in game.
No, that's stupid. I would not want that. Why
I
would
wouldn't
you
want
say?
that.
Why would
Your
that be
ad
okay with
in-
that?
Yeah, your ad in game is the skin, the collaboration.
Yeah, that's a collaboration. Is that my
Because-
gun now says Coca-Cola.
Yeah, like that.
Obey
That's
your
what it is.
thirst.
Because if
Yeah.
somebody's like, oh, yo, that gun is sick. He got the Coca-Cola gun. So when somebody dies,
Actually,
they turn
that'd be
into
kinda
a.
cool. I will buy it.
If they die, they turn into a bottle of cola. So oh, he got fucking killed by the cola gun.
Dude, they should do
Or
that.
like
They should do that.
Call of Duty has they have like Snoop Dogg on the Nicki Minaj. It'd be stupid if Snoop Dogg, if you bought it, that it would make you purchase, or like it would play his music and you couldn't turn it off unless you paid to turn it off.
Dang.
See, that's how where it gets like, again, if they
I think
Yeah.
it depends how they play it. If it is, look, I think if there's a like skins. I think that'll be like,
Yeah, skins. That's
if they
different.
were to put like advertisements on the wall as you're playing the game, you don't actually interact with it in a sense, but not like fully in there.
So
I think
like,
that'll be the way.
I just
continue.
I'm just thinking I have a terrible. Just thinking EA like Apex Legends. Can you imagine every time you die or you like requeue into a game,
Oh, that'd be funny.
like they make you watch like a 30-second or 15-second ad?
Oh,
I feel like that's what they're gonna do.
yeah.
That's why I
It's
play
like
one player game.
preparing your game
While you wait,
while you wait.
like okay, like imagine like because they're doing this right collaboration in Call of Duty. I think now or next week with Gundams. The Gundams are going to be in Call of Duty. You
That's
can
awesome.
play as a Gundam. But what if like you
They
play the game
advertise, like,
and then it advertise like model kits or a series or
Dude, that'd
something?
be sick.
But the thing is, like, if you just want the skin, you think it's cool, but then that turns you off to it. That would drive somebody bonkers.
What if you're a Call of Duty player who doesn't care about Gundams?
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it
It'll
doesn't
hurt them more than
I guess for you it would be cool.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
like, oh, that's cool. And it would be cool like the first time. The second time, like, okay. I don't, yeah. I'm different when it comes to ads, honestly. But I mean, game, I think that's throwing a little bit
I
of
just
the line.
hate
But yeah,
ads. The whole
again,
point of
let's
everything-
say you were playing Stellar Blade and all of a sudden an ad pops up while you're
Before
playing,
every time you die, before you click continue,
Yeah, that'd be.
or when
or you get a checkpoint.
or you go to another, or you go after a cutscene, it gives you an ad.
Yeah, it would be weird. I wouldn't mind if it wasn't a poster. Like I'm walking through the
Yeah.
the
But
level.
if they-
That's not this.
that's
This
not
isn't
that.
it.
Be like
That's
this.
different. We're talking about like a video.
This is an actual ad.
No, I
Talking
wouldn't-
about that, I think Stellar Blade, they actually wanted to have a collaboration with other like drinking companies because in the game you actually get to collect different bottles, and if you collect all the bottles, you actually get a special outfit. But they were trying to reach other like drinking like Coca-Cola, Sprite, all that kind of stuff. But they basically just say no, so they have to make their own.
Yeah, but again, that's different though. You're not forced to do. That's that's like an event or something you can do. But if it's like it's in your face, that's what they're doing. It's in your face. It's part
So
of it.
They're gonna say it's gonna be in your face.
Yes.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's what it would be. That's not what- that's not
Here's the
what-
exact quote that he said. He said, "I think it's still early on that front. When we're talking about thoughtful, they want thoughtful ads, and we have looked over the course of our history to be thoughtful about advertising in the context of our play experiences. But again, as we think about the many billions of hours spent." Both playing, creating, watching, and connecting, and where much of the engagement happens to be on the bounds of a traditional game experience, our expectation is that advertising has an opportunity to be a meaningful driver of growth for us. We'll be very thoughtful as we move into that, but we have teams internally in the company right now looking at how do we do very thoughtful implementations inside of our game experiences. But more importantly, as we start to build community and harness the power of community beyond the bounds of our games, how do we think about advertising as a growth driver in those type of experiences?
I feel like whoever these people are that create this thing are going to be people that like hate themselves.
Yeah,
Like, what have we done?
that's exactly what's happening. They're going down a very, very dangerous road. I think EA will ultimately implode if they go through with this.
If they're ever gonna do it, I would definitely recommend just test it out first with a small group of people.
Don't
I mean,
do it.
What do you mean?
Hold on. You prefer to have for everybody to have this, or just for them to test it out to see maybe there is a way to do it?
What do you mean test it out? This is a game. This isn't a movie where they say, well, look, here's an alpha of what we're
sure.
adding.
They can bring testers.
You want them to make like 2 copies of the next Star Wars game that they're going to make, and one with ads and one without ads?
No, the way that I see it is like right before the game gets released, they actually bring people in. Like, hey, play the demo of the game, put the ads in there, see how they react. Most likely they're gonna hate it for sure because I know like nobody wants that. But at least they have evidence to say.
Who in their right? I want to know who.
They already
which
have
people-
evidence. That's the thing.
Which people outside of the Super Bowl, which I don't even watch, ever say, you know what I need in my life? I need more ads. I wish someone would tell me
No, for
what
sure.
to buy.
For sure. And if they know that this is a bad call and people are saying it's a bad call, well, it's going to hurt them at the end.
They
So-
do know it's a bad call, but they still want to go with it. Like again, they had it with all of their like UFC fighting, their fighting game, their NBA one. They've had that. They had it in those games and it was horrible. We also have to look at their games that they've come out with. They've had a slew of very bad games. Battlefield was doing good, and then their newest implementation crashed. Microtransactions. When they started to do Battlefront, they had microtransactions. They had paywalls.
Which Battlefront?
2.
Oh, yeah.
You paid to win. Crashed, and your camera crashed because you keep touching it.
He's waiting for his.
I know. So they already have evidence that they're already on thin ice right now. EA, I don't know if it's EA, but but EA, who owns Apex now, are now changing the game for whatever reason. Like again, they're making these decisions, whether it's an ad or something, that are not smart.
The biggest problems is the mistakes that they're making. Because I think we can agree the updates with like the Legends actually getting perks, like the perk system is great.
Yeah.
It makes everybody feel a lot more balanced, much more playable. But I think the problem is, like you said, microtransactions and the way they like market. I don't know. They added what is this, like the fourth like in-game currency that you can now buy with money, and it's expensive. It's literally like $1 a credit, and it's for things that are like not important. Like it's for skins. It's like, okay, so you can get this skin that's essentially the skin that's already been released from an old battle pass, which an old battle pass is what, $10? But now you can get this without a battle pass for the same skin and just a different color for $45. That seems like a good idea. It's like who's thinking that this is
stupid.
okay?
That's idiotic.
They're not. They're just taking advantage of the gamers. The gamer will say,
But sadly,
I really need this outfit, so I'm going to
But
pay my
sadly, gamers are paying it.
Yeah, I'm saying.
That's the problem.
Because people, gamers are paying it, they're going to say, well, this works, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah. So
Stop.
There's too many people out there in Apex who are saying, shut up and take my money.
Yeah.
So you can't all be
There's too many
Pokemon,
whales.
okay?
There's too many whales.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay. Take my money for that.
I don't have a problem. I can quit whenever I want.
That's right.
No,
My 300 pool on Destiny will help me.
spoken like a true addict.
I don't. Pay.
I can quit anytime I want.
I did
Quit
pay.
anytime I want. I don't have a problem.
I did pay, but it's not that bad.
But anyway, okay. Well, let's move on because we have more stuff to talk
Don't
about.
do it.
Yeah, don't do it, EA. You're already on thin ice. The other one we have here is, so everyone knows Square Enix, right? Final Fantasy, when they did the Final Fantasy remake, people loved it,
Yeah.
right? They came out with Rebirth. They came out with Final Fantasy 16. They came out with remaster of Foam Stars. This is all last year.
I heard
Great stuff. Well, for the people who like Square Enix, great stuff. However, it was not to what they expected in terms of sales, in terms of what they were wanting to gain as a profit. They lost actually a lot. I think the profits fell by almost 16% of what they were expecting.
Could be higher.
You want to know why?
Celebrate.
No. You want to know why?
Tell me why.
Because when they released Rebirth or Remake, that was like in the tail end of the PS4's life cycle. The PS4 was what, almost 10 years old before the Final Fantasy VII came out. It was 9 years old. So by that time, everybody and their mother had a PS4. I had a PS4 at one time. I sold it. But everybody's had a PS4. Almost everybody exclusively had a PS4. So when Final Fantasy Remake came out, that was easy money. Literally, as many players, like at least over half of people who own PS4s bought Final Fantasy VII Remake. How many people have PS5s? And especially when they first came out during the pandemic and they were scarce to get upon.
That's true.
Yeah,
And
bots.
they still
Bots have bought them.
and then they're still I mean they're people are getting them now, but it's I don't know how much production is out for PS5s now, but it's nowhere near what the PS4 was. So like them complaining about low numbers of their previous games is stupid, because they're like, oh, we're upset because we didn't make as much money as the last ones. Like, yeah, because everyone in the mother had a fucking PS4. Now this one's like, oh, we don't have a PS. We have not even a third of the people have PS5s compared to PS4s.
The Elite only has them.
So, I don't get why they're upset about it. But the good thing for this on my end is they're starting to release games everywhere.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
so that's what that's their idea. Is they want to do multi-platform now. That means Xbox. That means PC. They say Nintendo.
I can see a
I want
Nintendo
to play Final Fantasy on the Switch.
You want to play Final Fantasy Remake?
You can actually
Yes.
play.
That thing.
The
Have
old
you
one.
seen
On the
Hogwarts
Switch?
Legacy on the
The
Switch?
Switch 2. It'll be on the Switch
No, I
2.
didn't. I was never gonna. Yeah, I was never gonna.
Switch
Well, no,
2.
it's like there's loading times, which is on none of them.
It's
It is like
nostalgic. It
it
brings
is
me back to a simpler
540.
time.
It's like 540p.
I'd rather watch loading than ads.
Did you watch the Mortal
You got your
Kombat?
point.
Was it Mortal Kombat 11 that was on the Switch
I don't know.
or 10?
I did
That
hear
was
that.
it.
I did see that was.
No, that was horrible.
MK1.
MK, yeah, it was horrible. Like Switch just can't handle it. So
That's why
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
That's why the Switch 2 is coming out.
that's why we have Battlefront. That's why the original Battlefront 2 on there.
I'm still waiting to play
And
with
it
you guys.
still is.
I've tried it again. It's I don't why.
I don't care.
This is the Master Chief Collection all over again.
How dare you?
You know it's true.
No, Master Chief Collection was
It was worse.
it was fine because you could at least play like single player.
I couldn't. Oh
could
yeah,
play
single
single
player.
player. You could do the
okay, I
campaign.
could do single player, but
Yeah.
there was for multiplayer, and that just
Yeah.
was horrible.
I don't even think like the even when I tried, I couldn't do like the campaign mode for stuff or Battlefront.
That's garbage.
Yeah, it's lit.
But anyway,
So for their failure, I get to get games quicker or at the same time as PS5. So
So at the same time, thank you, Square Enix, I guess.
no, thank you for the pandemic because then I can't do shit.
Diego, people
I'm
die.
happy. People died.
People died.
Do you know how many people died so that I could get my games faster and cheaper?
Exactly.
You're horrible.
No, but
It was
No,
a
but,
sacrifice
like-
I am willing to
but, like,
make.
it's just dumb because I mean, obviously, if they were smart, they would know that was the main issue because now everyone had a PS5. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm glad that this happened. That this is happening, because not everyone has a PS5, so it gets to come out to PC sooner.
I wish I had a PS5.
You have a PS5.
Man.
yeah, you do.
Only delete.
I don't care to have a PS5.
Well,
I mean, the only time I did was for Rebirth, but so if it's going to come out on PC sooner, I'll be okay with it.
I don't know if it'll be soon though. I'll still probably say a year.
It'll probably be less than that now if they're trying to make profit.
But they have
Show
to
for
make
the
it.
year, for their end of year sales. That's what's important to them. So they'll probably do like a 3-month or a 6-month exclusivity, and then come out to PC. Or if they want to be super smart, do it at the exact same time. But since it's
I think it's gonna wait.
Square Enix, and they're based off where? Japan, and you know how a lot of guys in Japan are kind of stupid there, the businessmen. It's probably going to be 6 months, and they're going to shoot themselves in the
I think at least gonna be a year because
okay, let them fail. That's fine.
It's an exclusive. It's
Yeah, but then let them fail. That's fine. You learn by pain.
oh well.
I don't have to worry about that.
It is what it is. Let's move on because it's just
It's sad.
it's sad, but it's happy for me because then I can get Rebirth a lot quicker.
You haven't even played
played the
Remake.
yeah, you
I
haven't
know.
played for yeah.
He didn't play
I did.
Rebirth.
I played Remake.
He played
Rebirth.
Remake. He played remake though.
You
At
watched
least-
the
at
movie.
least-
You watched the
It's okay.
At least he like played the first game. So
Yeah.
that's something.
Yeah.
I played it on my
All right, so the third thing we're going to talk about is we got Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Right, Assassin's Creed, the new one was announced. We got like a 2-minute 46 trailer, 2-minute 46-second trailer.
It's the one we've been waiting for.
Yeah, it's set in Japan in the Edo period.
I'm in my head. Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot. You can't see because you're just working.
Japoria nodded his head. He said yes.
So anyway, they announced who the protagonist is.
protagonists.
Protagonists.
It's me.
Sorry, it's two. So the first, I can't remember what the first one, the name. Did they give out the name?
They do. It's a Japanese chick. I don't remember her name.
Jeez.
There is.
There is. I don't know what it is.
There is a name. They gave it. The name is there. He just doesn't know.
That's true. Well, anyway, and so they showed one, and then the second protagonist is one historical. He's a historical samurai,
Which a lot of people don't know.
which a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, they let you know when. You could tell people didn't know when they were getting upset about it on Twitter or the YouTube, and just let you know how stupid people are.
But what's his name?
Yasuke.
Yeah, Yasuke. So it's set with these actual historical figures.
No, just the one.
Just the one. The other one, I don't think so. So really cool stuff. And then there are people that were upset. They're like, "Oh wow, we finally get an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan, and the protagonist isn't Asian." They're like, "Good job, way to fail."
The reason why he's saying that is because Yasuke is a black man.
Yeah, but it's like, how would you get upset with that? Like, it's not like we don't have Sekiro. It's not like we have Ghost of Tsushima that has.
Isn't Neo isn't it a white dude who's a samurai?
I think so.
So I don't get what people are bitching about.
But the thing is, like, we have a lot of games with it, and it's not I think this is actually very interesting,
I
right?
actually found it to be really. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great
The main
idea.
reason why is because, well, many years ago, I wanted a game like this. Assassin's Creed takes in Japan.
Yep.
Never happened, right? But next thing you know, Ghost of Tsushima came in. And for me, that was my Assassin's Creed. You can do a lot of cool things in there. It's also available on PC. Because they released a couple yesterday.
Director's cut.
Check it out. So I think it's a good idea. They actually have to do something else, something different. And the fact they actually brought minorities in Japan, that actually happened in real, like in the old days, especially when it comes to being a foreigner in Japan, that is actually based on real life events. And the way that women were portrayed in the past in Japan were very submissive. And the fact that she's actually like a really cool assassin, I think that's pretty cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great
She's
idea.
ninja. So
Yeah, it takes it
it's just
outside
funny
the
how
box.
people were upset about like the female protagonist because like female ninja. I'm like, yeah, that's a real
people-
thing though.
The main reason is because people think, Assassin's Creed has gone woke. They have to have different representation, which is not the case.
If anything,
It's a coincidence.
if anything, they were more woke in Odyssey because you played as a Spartan and you could either be a female or male Spartan, but there was no female Spartan
As far as we know.
as far as we know with history though. But like there was no female Spartans in that sense. So that was more woke than this. This
But,
one is
that
just-
wasn't the thing. It wasn't the woke thing. It was the
No,
thing.
but I'm saying when people
Yeah.
are saying it's woke,
Yeah, because right now
This
the
is
whole
more-
society, if you make some
Right.
changes, you're woke. But they don't actually understand that's actually realistic.
But the biggest thing, the biggest issue, the backlash they got was they were upset that the second protagonist was not Asian. That was their the big
Also
thing.
Japanese.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm like, you can't please anyone. it's like first of all, you have a historical black samurai, and it's
I can kind of see why they're upset, like because it's not historically. Well, it is historically
accurate.
but they're like that wouldn't be. It's not the most common. They're picking the exception to the
Yeah.
rule.
which I get, I can understand.
I can
that.
understand, but it's like it's not a big like it's based off.
A real life event, and they have to be well, in a sense, I guess. But the fact that that what makes it different than other games. Right now with Ghost of Tsushima, that came out. There is also Sekiro. There is also the new one, Rise of Ronin, or I think. If you were to add another character like that, it would be just blend in with those particular characters, and it wouldn't stand out.
And yeah, it kind of wouldn't. Yeah,
Right?
And then Ghost of Tsushima getting released on PC
Yeah.
around the same time. All that stuff is announced. So it's like, is it pandering to a bit? Yeah, I would say a little bit, but this decision was made long before any of those games came out, and they didn't know about those other games. I would like to assume they didn't know because
Yeah.
game development studios would like to keep their games hush hush. So I don't see it as that. I think it's a cool idea, but I get what you're saying. Where
I
they're
don't agree
picking-
with it, but I think I
I
that's
think
the
people
point
that
they're
are,
coming from.
but I think people that are upset, I think that's stupid. I was like, I honestly don't get
Well,
why.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like people get upset about everything. Now.
Yeah, well, they are upset now. There are people that are upset, and I'm like, whatever.
Well, the thing that, like, all things aside for me on the trailer or what the game is going to give us, I'm okay with. The thing that I'm not okay with is they have a tier system for what you buy for the game.
Oh yeah, this is the
There's
stupid
the base
thing.
game, which is $70. Then there's like the $80 version, which you get the season pass, and then the $110 version, season pass, and then like
The Ultimate Edition.
the Ultimate Edition, and then you get like a couple days early to play the game.
3 days early.
Yeah.
That's worth.
Like, no, they can fuck themselves.
I don't get the season pass.
Well, that means they're gonna have more release content. They're gonna be releasing.
No. There's DLC, but there's a season. Like again, season pass. You think Apex?
Is it going to have multiplayer?
It could.
But again, like we had multiplayer with Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood, and that was fun. But again, I don't see it as like one where you would. I wouldn't want like a season pass or a battle pass, something like that. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, not at the moment, but I guess they're gonna release more information as we go along.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have announced. They shouldn't have showed any of that stuff in general yet until they showed what the season pass is for. All you see is season pass, and this game is strictly majority of its time that game has been out. Like the whole franchise of Assassin's Creed has been a single player game.
Agreed.
So when you see a season pass, like, are you putting story content through a season pass? Like, that's stupid. Unless the game came out.
Yeah.
So it's just,
I would hate it if it was that.
It's not acceptable. So like, I that's where I'm more upset. It's just that, like, you're gonna put story behind, like, if they announce a multiplayer and it's cool and all that, and then that's part of the season pass, but they never announced it.
Didn't they do something like that with Odyssey?
I never paid. I stopped paying attention to Assassin's Creed after.
I think they
3.
did, but later on,
After
like you can buy the
3?
whole thing. Yeah, me too, man.
I heard Black Flag was
You
good.
guys didn't play Black Flag?
Black Flag.
I heard Black
Flag
I heard Black Flag was
was
really
good.
good. I heard Black Flag was really good though.
I can't say that.
I just think it's funny because that's the one I've heard.
Everyone
like,
talks
that's their
about it.
favorite.
It's Black
their favorite
Flag.
one, and that's actually the one I didn't like.
That's the first time I hear this.
A Black Flag?
That was pretty good. Like people love it.
Oh yeah, I know. I
Wasn't
think
it
it's
that
the-
one?
I
Or
heard
what
that
was the
one.
other one
I feel
that had
it's
like
the
the
popular opinion because it's the everybody loved the
everyone loved it.
the ship to ship combat, and I'm like, this is dumb. Like I don't want like it's not a like I it's a cool additional thing. It's like, but I played Assassin's Creed to stab people, like assassinate people. Like I didn't do this for
Well, yeah.
control a boat.
After
Like
4 and then up, they stopped doing the Assassin's Creed type of stuff. And then what was the last one before this?
they stopped
Odyssey,
doing
wasn't it?
assassination on Assassin's Creed,
It was more like an action game.
but
My
you still
assumption-
get to assassinate, right?
Yeah, but like it was more like you could do action. It's like,
Man, what happens on Assassin's Creed? It used to be cool.
I don't know.
Which one was the one that had all the like weird glitches or
That's
the
all of
face
them.
thing?
That's literally all.
No,
of
there
them.
was one that was like
Oh, you're talking
notorious.
about
Is that one with the Native
Origins?
Americans?
Syndicate?
The one with
Syndicate?
Native Americans. I don't
oh,
know.
Syndicate. Yeah,
Yeah, it was Syndicate.
I like that one too.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like Assassin's Creed again. Whoa. Assassin's Creed has had their issues with like their games. They wanted originally wanted to have one every year, I believe, and they're like, no, that's stupid. Let's not do that.
Yeah, I mean, and
I
they-
gotta say though, I do enjoy the old Assassin's Creed because they actually did their homework on a lot of information they got. You learn
They do.
history if you actually read the
okay, calm down. They
Uh,
didn't learn history.
There's some
There
factuals.
are historical,
There are historical elements,
Factual.
but no one's
they
gonna.
don't learn history.
I became a history teacher because I played Assassin's Creed.
Adam and Eve were not monkeys because of aliens, and they took the golden fruit that was the apple to give them.
Not
Was that
aliens.
historical?
We don't know that.
Aliens.
No, but what I'm saying is, just like there was a lot of cool history that they actually get to learn from there.
Historical figures. that was cool.
Historical elements that were involved in it. Yes,
yes,
not all the assassinations.
No, but it would be cool. But I was gonna say, I do.
Does not everyone else remember the great
No,
battle
but-
between the Pope?
But I do gotta say, because they did a lot of research just building up the game, and I think that what made it really cool. And I do hope that they still do stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming because I was able to see if Yasuka's there's other lords were also included in there as well.
I would like if you go hunt down the lords and take them out,
That could be a possibility.
and you take their like, I don't know what's it called, like
Take
their
their what?
dens. What's their like towers or castles? I guess is what it would be.
Sure. Yes.
I don't know. I'm asking him. He's giving me this.
castle?
I don't fucking know. That's I'm looking at you.
I mean, I could.
What
say,
is it called? Like what a shogun has? What's their territory? Like their castle or their
His pride.
or tower, or whatever it is.
He's proud. You killed my family.
Like, what do they own? Is what he's saying.
Pride.
What is their territory called?
I don't remember the name, but it.
Oh yeah. I don't know what it is, but you're
Well,
wrong.
like if you beat the shogun or whatever of the areas and you take over their land,
This is
That'd be
Monopoly, Diego.
that's how they do it.
territory.
Yeah, take the territory. That'd be cool.
I mean, I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm skeptical. I do. It got my interest, of course, because I've been waiting for this kind of game a while ago. But I already have Ghost of Tsushima, so they have to do something else.
What if
that's
it's better?
different. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like right
I
now,
don't think it will be, but I'm just saying, what if it's better?
I think that I'm worried, knowing that Assassin's Creed has changed quite a bit, and it's a lot longer to
Oh, it
collect.
was like
all of-
100 and-
Well, no,
Like
they
farming.
reversed it from this. What was this last one that came out? That was
I thought it was Odyssey.
Oh,
no,
no.
Before there was one that came out like a year
Origins.
ago. No, a year ago.
Or what? Oh yeah, where you go back to Egypt, or no, you're back to the
It's
original
in the-
assassins.
It's the original formula. It's more of like the
Yeah, it went
couple
for-
of
I don't know. I've
Because
lost track of it.
I know a lot of people liked Origins and Odyssey and what's the
Valhalla one.
Valhalla. It's different, but to me it just felt like the game. I know a lot of people love like the open world concept, but that's just too much. It's too different from what it was.
I like it
To
as
still
long
be
as it's
called
contained.
Assassin's Creed, and it became too grindy for me. Like I don't want to have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, see, that's
I
the
don't
thing
want to
that-
have to collect loot to be able to go to the next. Like just
Yeah,
See, that's the thing that I'm worried about because, like, I don't have the time as much as I used to.
I don't want to be a leveled
I have-
up character. The only thing I want to level up is my HP bar and give me better weapons to kill people with. And that's it. Don't give me like you need to have a level 7 armor and then level 7 gauntlets.
here's a level 7 glove.
Yeah,
You have to do that for Destiny.
that's how the game. The difference is the game came out that way, whereas the game originally
Okay.
came out differently. That's what I'm saying.
It's still ironic.
It's still
but
grindy.
It's still ironic, but I'll give
It's
him a pass on
different.
that one.
And besides, when you were doing the health thing, you had to like to get more health or whatever in the game or get better armor. You had to find it. You had to do quests to get them. But it wasn't like you have a leveled up. You leveled up the armor. It's like no, you just have to do a quest and you find the armor piece. You upgrade your armor. Which is
Sometimes you didn't even
perfectly
get the armor because you were a different class. It didn't help you.
cool. That's Destiny. That's not Assassin's Creed.
So, in my particular case, am I going to buy the game?
Yes.
No.
Probably not day of.
No, I'm probably going to wait. If I'm going to wait, that means I don't care about the 3 early dairy passes because it doesn't matter to me. Like,
That means you don't care about giving the review. Don't worry, people. I got you guys. I will probably most likely buy the game. Day one.
I will buy it depending on. Like, I need to see.
Depending on what I tell you, is it worth it?
I do want to see a little more to it. Like, I mean, this
I want to see
trailer-
gameplay because all we had was
it's still
CGI.
early. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's still early. I would want to know what is this season pass,
Right?
Yeah.
including.
Right.
Is it extra campaign stuff? Is it going to have a multiplayer? What is
Assassin's Creed
included?
Battle Royale.
See, that
That would actually be pretty cool.
I want to wait a little longer to see what they're going to do with it and what exactly it's going to be about. And depending on that,
Someone just sneaks someone.
but right now, like, it got my attention for sure. So
yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
I'm excited for it, and I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it to be, but
But
I
we'll
hope it's
see.
good.
Okay. Well, let us move on. Let's move on to our 2 final topics. Okay. We're gonna save the last one, the juicier one, for later.
You're gonna make me cry.
It's gonna make you cry. But this next one is one that I think is really cool. So if you're not watching any new anime or don't know what's new, Kaiju Number 8 started about a month ago, I think. And the biggest surprise that they had, they also showed this in the trailers leading up to the beginning of the anime, but they showed that they had Youngblood.
But before you continue, do you want to tell people what Kaiju Number 8 is? Because I don't know a lot of people have heard
No,
about
they're
it.
gonna have to watch Crunchyroll. I'm not telling them what they're.
Get out of here.
No,
It's an anime about a guy who eats a monster and he can turn into the monster number 8. And then
Monster Number 8.
there's a very short
crazy
summary.
shenanigans happen. And he's
Okay.
a middle-aged guy. He's not a young guy.
Yeah, there you go. There's the short
So
version.
we can relate.
Well, anyway, it's a shonen.
For real.
It's a shonen anime,
30 years old.
and so
That's rude.
It's true.
It's accurate, but it's
when
rude.
so when they were showing the trailers, they give you previews of like the opening and the ending. So when I saw it and they said opening and they said Young Blood, like Young Blood, I thought they were joking. A, B, and then they said the ending was going to be from One Republic. I was like, there's no way. And I thought that there was going to be something like, because they've done English, they've used English songs or songs sung by American or non-Japanese bands before, but they're never made for that show. So, like for example, we had Cyberpunk. That was Franz Ferdinand. They didn't make the song, but they used the song that they had in the Desire that came out like
JoJo's Bizarre
10 years
Adventure.
ago.
That's right.
JoJo's Bizarre. That was they used them. They didn't make it for the show, but they used them.
used
Eden
the
of the
song.
East. We talked about these. This is the first time that these songs were actually released and made specifically for this anime.
That's tight.
Okay, that's a first. As far as I know, that they have an American band or like that do it for an anime. So now the question is, this opens up the door to having other possible groups or bands or singers being asked to do openings for animes. So the question is, who would you like to have get requested to
I
have
have a
Japanese be
handful.
like, "Hey, we would like you to do an opening for us"?
I have a handful.
Like to use a current song or
No,
like,
they
an
they make a
artist.
new one for this
artist.
specific anime.
dang it.
I have a couple.
I was gonna say one in particular,
Oh,
the Struts.
Strokes would be good.
oh,
Are they still around still?
probably written?
Yeah,
There's
I thought they
fun fact,
disbanded.
they actually did the opening for the new Knights of the Zodiac.
oh, so they've already done it.
No, but
Oh, yeah,
is
well, I mean,
they-
it was a
no,
re.
It's a new song or is
No,
it,
no, it's
is
not
it
a new
an old
song.
It's a remake of
the
the
original.
original song,
Okay, that's
which is
okay.
actually a pretty good song.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like they actually did a pretty good job for sure. Like I do like my original song, but even this song, like I really dig it. I think they definitely could do it more.
I know artists that
They can ask them. Yeah.
And also like when I go and watch some A&B contests, they usually bring them for their songs.
The Strokes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can actually do more. I can see them doing more songs.
The Stroke? Okay.
I know a bunch. First would be for like darker animes, Evanescence, because that just hits.
Still around?
Yeah, Evanescence is still around.
Are they?
Did it bring me to life?
I don't want that.
Well, I just lost my train. Before the whole allegations, but Panic at the Disco, because I think he would be one of those good.
Allegations.
He's a weirdo. Yeah, there's some stuff I can't remember. It's a long time.
He's
done.
disbanded. Also,
They're
he's
done.
done. Yeah, he's not
But
making music
him
anymore.
making music like for like a weird like animes, kind of like a blood blockade parade. That would have been working for him. Rise Against, Pink. I think Pink would be good. Making
Is she still making music?
Yeah.
Let's just bring Madonna while you're at it.
podcast. Are they? Does that still
No, I haven't heard anything new from Pink in like the past few years. That's why I don't know what he's talking about. The last thing I remember is like 2020.
Anyways, Linkin Park, obviously.
Without Chester?
I mean, they're looking at a female singer to replace her.
I don't know.
You're looking
that
at
would be
female singer.
Yeah, she's been playing with them for a little
I
bit.
didn't
Just with
know
Mike.
this.
she was in a session that he did that they played studio versions of some of their songs, and they had different artists musicians help out, and she was one of them.
Yeah.
They've had other people as well.
Hip hop artists would be cool to have too. I just don't know who. No, he's done. He's done. You're done.
You
No,
don't know
he's
that
out.
yet.
He's done.
So no one knew.
He's finding the
New
allegations.
like new
Or
artists.
I guess newish artists.
Miley
Who do
Cyrus.
you want me to put?
No, because everybody we talked about was like, are they still making music? Do they
Well,
have new stuff?
anyway.
What do you want me to say?
Olivia
No.
Rodrigo. Taylor Swift.
Olivia Rodrigo.
No, fudge that.
You're asking for new, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Okay, if you
You're
want Olivia,
blending the Taylor-
if you want
the
Olivia
50s.
Rodrigo, I don't want no Swifties. Get the fluff out of here.
Taylor
Have you heard her
Swift is
music
not
stuff?
new. Taylor Swift has been around for ages, man.
Hey, I actually vouched for Olivia Rodrigo.
I don't like her stuff.
I think she'd be good at it though.
Okay, so here's Olivia Rodrigo.
Like a fine addition for me. That I thought was cool was this VTuber I follow. She's doing the outro for
Marina
the
Canlope? Or whatever her name is.
Mori Calliope.
That one.
She's doing the outro for the Suicide Squad anime, Isekai.
Okay,
So yeah, I mean that's cool.
I mean, when it comes to anime music openings, that they have changed quite a bit. They already like a bunch of anime already had include Korean singers to perform like songs. Even Pokemon. There's a Korean group that did a Pokemon opening as well. So
wasn't good because it's not the English one.
Yeah, it's
so
not memorable. Like I want to be the very best.
new.
Yeah, but it's not a good one.
But my point is that they're making like their anime is expanding a lot internationally.
Yeah, they know that their money
So-
is from not from the homeland and from
Right,
everywhere
right.
else.
So the fact that they actually have other groups making openings, an American being one of them as well, I mean, that's kind of cool. That also can open up the possibility of having like a Latin group as well.
Who?
We seen the end.
That'd be actually kind of cool.
Elefante.
Do Elefante.
No,
Why not? They could.
I got you.
They could.
W.
They
I mean,
could.
it just depends. Like if an artist, if one of any artist
Bring back Diane get retirement.
is a fan of anime and they're like, hey, I want to make an opening for you. Like you know who I could see
Bad
doing
Bunny.
it is Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny can do it.
Bad Bunny if you want to.
Pitbull.
Oh yeah, loca.
It's worldwide.
Yeah, if he's really Mr. Worldwide,
The thing is, he would want to say his name, and they'd be like, "No names, no, not your name," and he'd be like,
How do they say it?
"Not your name," and then he'd be like, "Mister." Yeah, he would
Mister
Worldwide though.
no,
racist people.
but I mean that'd be cool. That'd be cool because I think this could bring forth like artists wanting like just putting their foot out there and be like, "Hey, can I do an opening for an anime?"
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Yeah, sure." Just hopefully they. I don't think they'll get paid a lot up front. I mean, it just depends because some animation studios just don't.
Yeah.
Probably don't do it. It's more for the clout. I think it's more for clout for that kind of thing. Which I would love to do that. I'd be like, yeah, I made it.
You're
open.
an anime fan and you'd like to hey, why don't you use your music for anime? Yeah, I'll do it. Right?
Yeah, and I would that would be my clout. Like, oh, I did an OP for anime right there. Boom.
They probably want Megan Thee Stallion because she's a huge anime.
She's a huge dude. If she did that,
Ooh, that's actually
you watch the music video. That is a age restricted video.
no.
Only Mr.
Yeah, only Miss would watch that.
I didn't know. 'Cause no. The thing is, I didn't know.
I was just innocently minding my own business.
because people were like, "Oh, the Megan Thee Stallion video is cool because there's all these references to video games and all this other stuff." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I checked it out, and I see one part where like her tits are hanging out, but she just has like two black pasties on. I'm like, I did not know this was going to be here, but okay. And then I didn't.
okay.
I don't complain. I'm just saying this, but I wasn't prepared for that. I was just like, oh, these are cool references. She looks like Boa Hancock from One Piece. There's a Duck Hunt reference. There's all this other cool references, and then tits hanging out. I'm like, okay, cool.
So anyway, I would go with there's an indie band called Good Kid. I talked about them before in other videos, but Good Kid they love anime and they actually do a lot of good songs that have an anime feel to it. I think they'd be a great band to ask. You said Rise Against. I am 100% for Rise Against. They are amazing. But aside from like it's
Disturbed.
They haven't done anything in a while.
That's okay.
yeah.
We'd say they had to be new.
Post Malone.
No much.
Is he an anime fan?
I mean,
Who cares if they're anime fan? It's just if they got asked.
he did music for Pokemon.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's an anime fan.
So did Ed Sheeran. Excuse me, Ed Sheeran did a song for Pokemon.
There you go. You can do it. They can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could do one of those like slice of life animes. That's Sheeran.
Yeah. Or like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want them to do it, but Maroon 5 could do like an outro. I think they have like what it takes to do an outro, not an intro. They suck with intro ones. They do an outro one.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why, but I agree with you.
Like the song, what's it called? Maps? For some reason, whenever I heard that song, I was like, that'd be a good outro song. Like an ending song.
I haven't heard any of their stuff in a while, so I don't know what you're talking about.
That's okay. I think that them, but I don't know anyone else.
Del, I'm still.
You see,
Get a Hispanic one. You know how big the Hispanic
Peso Pluma.
or like if
oh fudge! I don't want to hear that. I don't have an anime
you know,
opening.
it'd be insane if a Hispanic band did like an intro or outro for Dragon Ball Daima. You know how like if it was a Mexican artist, I don't know.
But who?
Mana.
Nah. Like who?
First of all, it's Mana. Don't disrespect them.
But you know how big the Mexican community would pop off if they're like, "We did it! We're in the fucking Dragon Ball, man!"
With your accents.
I don't know. They're poor attempts of accents.
He's not like a freaking cholo.
You are definitely not my friend.
You didn't ask the actual Mexican to do the accent.
That's rude. If he does.
That's racist. What?
How dare you?
That's what I said.
You can do it though.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
But imagine like a Hispanic artist did a Dragon Ball opening.
Shakira.
Mexican artist because Dragon Ball's
to
big
be
Mexican.
Why does it have to be Mexican?
Yeah,
Is that how big it is in Mexico?
South America is big.
Yeah, South America.
Okay. I'm just trying to help out my Mexican homies, but okay.
How many Mexican homies do you have?
Enough.
Okay, we're moving away from this. This is getting out of control.
So more music by other foreign artists soon.
I think that'd be really cool.
I guess I would like to follow to see how popular their, One Republic or Youngblood are actually getting in Japan.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they have different numbers for it.
No, that's it. Like, not because it's just an anime, doesn't mean like everybody's watching it. It's only like certain fans as well too. So
That's why it's got to be the big ones, like One Piece.
that'd be cool.
I think Kaiju numbers. I think from what I saw, is actually doing pretty good in the numbers, like viewership. I don't know about the anime
Maybe
opening. I don't know about the
Crunchyroll.
openings, but I know that it's doing. But it's not just on Crunchyroll. It's based off like at least the reports. They're based off what Japan is watching.
If a second season is approved, then a lot of people are watching.
Sure. Anyway, okay. Now it's time to talk about the big topic, the main topic, main topic.
Is it about Anime Town?
No,
We went there.
we did go there. We don't talk about.
We should because I got like my friend Sharky who talked to Bakugo voice actor.
You want to be here another 2 hours? Okay, fine.
I'm done.
No, we can do that as a special.
As a special.
Yeah, we'll talk about we'll get all the information about voice actor of Bakugo because
It wasn't Bakugo.
I thought it was Bakugo.
It wasn't Bakugo.
I see. That's how I know. Like I didn't follow my voice actor.
It was Jiraiya.
Oh, hey.
oh, see you. I should never have had
asking
you.
me like I know about my
No.
American
You
voice
said
actors?
you said that Shark King told you about, and there was a Bakugo.
It was a voice actor. I didn't actually.
So see how ignorant you are. You see how stupid you look.
I don't care about like American.
No, you're not
voice
stupid,
actors.
you look-
See, I don't follow that.
Stupid.
Nah, I
Get
it.
out of here.
Nah, I'll stay.
No,
I'll
this
stay
is
longer for 3 hours.
this
For
is
3
why
hours.
your opinions suck. Okay. Anyway, okay, we're going to the real main topic. So, X-Men 97 finished this past week on Wednesday with episode 10, the first season. It was announced. I can't remember when it was announced that they had a second season already coming, and
And that's like after like episode 2.
yeah, episode 2. And I believe Shark King said that one of the voice actors had said that they had finished their lines for season 2.
Rogue.
Rogue.
Yeah.
That was this past week or
That
2
was,
weeks ago?
A week ago.
A week ago.
ago from the recording of today.
Yeah. So that doesn't mean that. I mean, obviously, typically how it works with animated shows, they record all the lines first. Excuse me, and then they start the actual like drawing, the animation stuff. So we don't know when it's come out. There's been speculation they might come out at the end of this year, which would be cool. I do know that they want to bring it out a lot quicker because they saw how popular this show
I want
is.
to prioritize it.
They want to prioritize it. So
Yeah, Spider-Man. What's the animated one called? Spider-Man Homecoming or whatever the fuck it's called. What's the anime Spider-Man that's coming out?
freshman year.
Yeah, that's been in development for like 5 years, right?
I don't know.
idea.
Didn't they announce it like 2020?
That's when they announced. I don't know if they've been working on
Yeah, I
it.
don't know if they're working on it. That's
that
different.
shows
But
you how
anyway,
important that is.
so
Give us
we
the better
finished.
Spider-Man.
We finished episode 10.
We watched it together.
Yeah, we watched it together.
Well, you
and-
watched it again with us.
I watched it for a third time with you guys.
Because he watches at like
Our
5 in the
first
morning. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
I stayed up till midnight to
Yeah.
watch it that time.
This finale was amazing. Like it had so much stuff. Had a lot of things that you had to really look for.
Cameos.
Cameos and
Easter eggs.
yeah, Easter eggs. Certain plot points or story points that they might expand in the future. Some things that were very subtle that I don't know if they're really important, but at least like it confirms things in the story, whether you like it or not, doesn't matter. But they confirm things. But you have to really watch it a few times, like Shark King did, to understand each part. So there's a lot to digest. But and we're just gonna go straight into spoilers because
What?
that's just how we do. And you,
We don't ever talk about
Video?
Don't
nonsense.
ever talk about spoilers.
That's right.
I love how you video thing your thing feels funny. But anyway, so to give a little recap, not of the episode, but of how the episode led up to season 10, right? The episode before,
Episode 10.
they had Asteroid M. They're all up on there. They're fighting, and
Well, half of them are up there.
yeah, half of them up there. And we have Charles who is trying to force Magneto to undo his EMP, right? And as he's doing that, there's a sneak attack that happens, and Wolverine stabs him, and Magneto's like, I've had enough of this, and he puts the helmet on Charles to stop his stop using his power, and then he rips the adamantium out of Wolverine. That's how episode 9 ended. Correct. Crazy. Episode 10 starts with a flashback of Charles and Magneto having a conversation in a bar. Talking, they don't know each other very well, and they're talking about mutants, but they haven't expressed to each other that they are mutants. So you see that, and then you actually see that this conversation is actually happening in the mind of Magneto, because you see that Charles has actually gone into the mind of Magneto to try and reason with him of what to do and to undo the EMP. And I don't. The episode was it felt very personal, especially with Magneto and Charles, because there was a lot of stuff that was happening in Magneto's mind. Basically, he took away Magneto's identity or hid it. I don't know exactly how you would say it, Sharking.
His memories.
Yeah,
he basically had to remember everything. He kind of gave him like temporary amnesia.
You say remember it?
Yeah, remember it. But it was really interesting because he does break free from it for a little bit, right? If I remember correctly. No. Sorry, not him. He doesn't. Sorry, I was thinking of Bastion. But anyway, like Charles trying to reason with him and trying to get him to basically confront the feelings that he's had, that he's basically pushed down into his subconscious,
His traumas and stuff.
his traumas and everything. It was really interesting to see what kind of traumas he had and how they were coping with it, because they made it to where he's like in a sea, and where like he could possibly drown, and the sea kind of represents like all of his emotions. So it was really interesting. It was very the way they depicted was really it felt very grand, and it felt very personal, because it's like he doesn't know who Charles is at this point, because he's trying to relearn, but he's having this conversation, this like deep conversation with him, and that entire part of the show was really, because you get to the part where he's like, I don't trust you, and he almost drowns in his sorrow, in his pain, and basically making it so that Magneto and Charles don't exist anymore, like they become one basically, which is something that does happen in the comic book, where he becomes Onslaught. Which is funny because that possibly could still happen, right?
Yes.
So, that was like I think that was a big emotional part, was this whole thing between Charles and Magneto, because they're like, even though we've butted heads, even though we've been fighting each other, like we never like wanted to kill each other, like we never wanted to stop being friends. Which is
my friend. Literally,
I hate that song.
It's true. It's a good song.
But it's very interesting, like how they are friends, but they've fought each other to almost death because of their ideals. And I say death, but like they've had people die on each side because of what they're fighting for. So it's really interesting. But it's really interesting how they keep that friendship still there. Like they still have these like what's the word? Like I guess very civilized talks in the midst of doing very horrible or questionable things. Both of them have done those questionable things. So it was. I think that was one of the highlights of the episode, aside from cameos. But I did want to talk about like.
I mean, they defeat Bastion, which is also important.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But I'm talking about this. That is a great highlight. But I'm talking about the emotional part of it was really good, to have it be concluded, at least have a conclusion with that, and them understanding, him accepting his pain, and like.
I mean, so far you never know what's going to happen in the future, especially with the next season as well.
Wait, but I don't know what's going to happen in the next season. That's like it.
We have no idea what's going to happen in the next season,
right?
You don't.
No.
But I want to talk about what were some big things. Okay, we can talk about cameos first, because
okay,
just in this last episode.
Yeah, in this last episode,
man. Let's see who we got.
We didn't do last.
Iron Man.
Well, from last episode was the Morph is the king of cameos. I officially dubbed him the king of cameos.
We got Captain
But
America.
The second to last episode, when he turned into the Hulk and started yelling "Morph Smash," yeah, that was great. He turned into Mr. Fantastic in this episode, which I think you missed.
I missed. I was like, what the heck?
That was good. We got Doctor Strange.
We got to see the actual Doctor Strange. We
Iron
got to
Man.
see Captain America and Iron Man.
Black
Super
Panther.
Samurai again. Black Panther, which they did
King T'Chaka.
T'Chaka because
It's the 90s.
No, it's still. And
Well-
at that point, it was still T'Challa. But I guess Kevin Feige said it's
We're gonna
you're
fix
not
that.
allowed. You're not
Yeah.
allowed to use
T'Challa.
T'Challa for out of respect.
I
But
I can understand why, but
I understand why, but
the problem is it retcons it because even in the 90s, it already was T'Challa.
T'Challa.
So that doesn't make sense. Unless they're going to do that, there's two Black Panthers now or something.
It could.
But
It could be. It could be the father and the son. And the Holy
I don't
Spirit.
think they're going to get that many. I don't know how many more cameos or how much they'll actually use Black Panther in animated.
you saw who was it? The girl and the
Sabak?
black dude.
Oh, Cloak and Dagger,
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger.
Daredevil,
we saw. That was
sick.
cool.
which is another thing I saw. Who was it? I watched it again with my cousin, and he was talking about. He's like, what I don't get is like Daredevil's out here on the streets, like risking his life, literally ready to like lay his life on the line. And Captain America and Iron Man literally didn't move the whole time.
It's true.
I know they didn't show it, but like I think the only thing we see is like Iron Man kind of like looks up and like Cap lifts his shield,
Yeah.
but that's it. Like you don't actually get to see them do anything,
They make a good point.
which is a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah, I guess they didn't want to take away from the X-Men and have them fight because Captain kind of got his little fighting or exercise when he threw his shield at Rogue in episode 8.
Sure.
And then we got to see the biggest cameo. Not the biggest, but a very big cameo was Peter Parker and Mary Jane.
Well, and that again, this also confirms a few things. Okay, so it confirms that he did get Mary Jane back because if you remember, we talked about this in Spider-Man, the original animated series. She's gone. She's in another dimension,
The
or
show ends. Yeah, she's lost.
and he's trying to find her, and the show ends.
Madam Web, and then
Yeah.
of course the show didn't get any more episodes.
Yeah, so this shows that she is back. How? I have no idea.
We'll find out in Spider-Man '98.
Yeah, not
That's the
confirmed.
hope, not confirmed.
Not
But it
confirmed.
should be.
Then didn't we also? Was it Eddie Brock? Was he behind?
Brock was
Eddie Brock was in the
also
back.
there.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't remember seeing
He
him.
was in the background.
he was in the back. And he was
right
holding
behind-
the.
He was right behind Peter.
Yeah, he was holding the.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Brock,
Yeah.
Peter, Brock up here, and then it's Peter, and then
Mary Jane.
Oh,
Flash
okay.
Thompson was still there too.
I think it was
I
Eddie
think
Brock.
you're
I don't think it was.
thinking-
I don't think it was
Flash.
Flash.
Yeah, I think it was Flash.
Or was Flash?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was Flash.
Flash.
No, Eddie.
It was
That's
Flash.
what I was saying. Like, I don't think that was.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Flash.
I misspoke.
Okay, my bad. So that confirmed that Mary Jane's there. Unless they again, I hope they don't. I mean, if we were being confirmed that they live in the same universe, I hope that they don't like. And I don't know if they have because I know they've commented on a lot of questions that fans have had and they've answered, but they answered it that she is back and this is not a different Peter Parker.
Has that been, you're saying if has been confirmed or not?
Well, if he did bring her back, that he did find her.
Yes, it was confirmed from.
Okay, because again, like I said, the whole T'Challa thing.
What was his position? The guy he got. The reason why I was nervous about the show in the beginning, they fired or they let him
Yeah.
go. They decided to split. What's his name?
I forget his name.
But
That is- Yeah, but what was his title? Sorry,
he was the showrunner.
Yeah, there
the
you go.
showrunner. He said it was from his personal
Account.
Twitter X account. Sorry, that is like yes, that is Mary Jane. Yes, Peter Parker found Mary Jane wants it confirmed. He also confirmed the. Go ahead.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what are you referring to? I'm lost.
No, that was the one that you sent us.
Oh, about Morph actually sharing his feelings with Logan.
Yeah,
When he was saying like Morph transformed into
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey.
Grey.
The other redhead.
and basically start saying, "Hey, I love you." Like, but it
Will
was
die.
actually Morph who's conveying his
Said it
feelings.
as Jean, but he meant it as
as Morph,
Morph.
Yeah.
which is cool. I don't care.
It's different.
It's different. I mean, they also made him non-binary, or I think he was always non-binary. But
Yeah.
yeah, so he's always been that way. So I mean, it doesn't change anything because I don't think Logan would even go for that anyway. Just because
he can be whoever he wants.
well, he's not being hung up, and he's always loved Jean. That's always been the thing.
Morph can always transform. It's true,
Why you gotta make it weird?
but it's true. But I gotta say, he's actually been shown certain elements on that throughout the show. If you actually pay close attention to the way he reacts with Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
So it
doesn't come as a surprise.
It's not a surprise.
It's not like it's...
yeah, it's
I think people are making such a big deal about it just because of the times
I
that
don't
we
think
live
people
in.
are making a big deal, but I think it's people. I think it's important people should know that. I think it makes a lot of sense, especially with his character and all,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're also really good friends.
Well, yeah, weren't they like really close back in
Yeah.
the day? Yeah. So
Yeah. So, whatever. So, Bastion. I think I gotta confirm a few things.
Go ahead.
So first of all, Jean. It was kind of they were alluding or implying that she might have died because Bastion or not Bastion. Sinister was taking control of Cable and was fighting Jean. He also has telekinetic powers.
He does.
Drowned her, quote unquote. That's what kind of that it was alluding to. She didn't. She has the Dark Phoenix power or remnant.
The Phoenix.
She had a remnant of
A remnant.
Phoenix Force.
It's-
So the Phoenix Force...
The Phoenix
It's
Force
a
is
living force, so it's gone from her, but in that moment, it came back to give her power to give her son. And this is...
How convenient.
Yeah.
that's what it is.
No, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is a writer's tool.
Because
That
she
they use
even
in the comics, there's so many times it's like, oh no, like we're about to lose. If only we had power. Gene?
Phoenix.
Phoenix! Ah, crap. There was no way I could have planned for this. And then, yeah, because I mean, even if you think about it like Bastion, everything that happened, he planned. He planned for Magneto to temporarily join the X-Men. He planned them all to go to Genosha. He planned everything that happened. He was prepared for everything. He knew everything. He's like, yep, this is all going. He's like, everything's going according to plan. The one thing he couldn't account for was...
Professor X.
No, he
accounted for Professor X.
for Professor X. Yeah, he accounted even for Cable
Yep.
because he laughed at him. He's like, "How many times did you try to go back in time to stop me and you couldn't do it?"
yeah, like 200.
No, well, on
200
Cable it
times.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's like, "I even planned for you." The one thing he couldn't foresee was Phoenix because it's a cosmic force. It has nothing to do with Earth and time travel.
Yeah.
Phoenix Force can do whatever the heck it wants.
But again, very convenient.
It's very plot armory. It's because reasons.
But again, it's happened in the comics, so that's why it's like,
It does happen in the comics a
yeah,
lot.
it happens all the time.
Just like Jean dying. Like, Jean dies all the time. Like, it's just like, anytime Jean dies in the comics, you're like, she'll probably, she'll be
She's like
back.
the Krillin on Dragon Ball.
Actually, Goku's dead more than Krillin now. So
Really?
the Goku of it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Krillin's died like twice only. No, 3 times. Goku's died like 4 or 5.
When?
I swear he's died like a lot more.
He dies.
PS powers activate.
He dies
He dies against Raditz.
and he dies against Cell. What else does he
I swear
die?
he died. I'm thinking something else. Now.
BS powers activated. Who else kills him?
I don't remember then.
So again, Krillin of Dragon Ball.
Okay. Yeah, but she's actually like powerful.
yeah, but she
Even when-
is the most powerful.
She is.
Well,
She's up there.
she's Omega.
She's definitely up there.
Yeah, she's up
The
there.
craziest thing is like, what was it? My cousin was even thinking about it. He's like, I never thought about it. He's like, but aren't technically like all the women on the X-Men like the more powerful character? I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even
Like, if
Jubilee.
you put okay. If you put Rogue, Storm, and like Jean basically like body everybody else.
Yeah. I mean,
Wolverine, like they're like, well, what about Wolverine? Like Wolverine, like probably survives. It's like, but he gets his butt kicked the whole time. Like they don't kill him.
it's-
Wolverine
the
would
battle-
only
he just
would
wouldn't
only
die. It's
win
just a
because
battle
of
of stamina.
attrition.
He just
Yeah.
doesn't die.
Yeah, war of attrition is the only reason that Wolverine would win.
Yeah.
That's really the only reason why.
Who wears out first? And
But
that would be
Wolverine won't.
But
He
again,
literally can't. Yeah, he literally just can't die. There's a whole story about how he kills everyone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for him to die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I gotta say, what I really like about this show is that Wolverine is not the main character in this
How dare you?
yeah, but
But I agree.
it's overly done.
because it's overly done quite a bit. They easily
I know.
could pick him to be like have more screen time, but this is basically a team effort,
But they didn't give him anything.
which is good. And I think that's the way that, like, I mean, he had a couple of cool moments in the show, but
Yet. I think he's had some cool like action scenes.
right,
Yeah, but not. Yeah, but aside from that, I guess
He hasn't had too much character development
Yeah.
in season one.
they,
And I
he got
think-
gypped.
That's
I don't mind it.
okay.
I don't mind
because
it.
They're
Yeah.
gonna, they're gonna be saving it for season
Yeah.
2.
For sure.
Season 2 is gonna be different.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, like he was like the poster boy for the X-Men
Yeah.
franchise.
He still is.
Yeah, he says he's always been.
I mean, like when they made like the other X-Men cartoon shows, it was
It
like
literally was like Wolverine and the X-Men.
there's
There's a literally show called Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yeah, and then all the X-Men movies were pretty much
Wolverine and the X-Men.
Wolverine centered. Yeah, Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yeah.
Because what X1, X2, X3. I mean, First Class wasn't. Days of Future Past was.
Yeah.
Except for the Apocalypse. He appears at the very...
Yeah.
Yes,
He still had the best, my favorite cameo probably ever of all time in First Class.
Yeah.
They go talk
F
to
off.
him in the bar.
Good time.
No, but I think that they definitely did a good job when it comes to the character writing. I think there's a lot of good balances.
Yeah.
Even though you have like what 7 to 8 X-Men overall, you get to bounce around all of them, and you actually get to learn a little bit about their personalities and their like the way that they actually interact with each other and their problems as well.
I think we've just talked about how great the show is in general. Like every little aspect to the cameos, to like how little Easter eggs tie to following episodes or past episodes or the series in the past. I don't know if you guys even noticed. On
Even the writing too.
The writing.
The choice
I mean,
of
they're,
words
they're
that they
staying
use.
really close to like the source material. Like even when like Magneto pulls out all of Wolverine's adamantium, that's almost like
Exactly similar.
exact screenshot of what the comics look like. The costumes they're wearing are very, very accurate.
The choice of words as
The
well.
choice of words that they're using is like, okay, this is like direct
Yep.
quotes from the. You're basically making a comic book come to life. They're taking some liberties and stuff like that, and they're changing it. But even like the opening theme song, how it changes from time to time,
Unskippable.
it's unskippable. It
Yep.
shows things, and then like even like the little things, like previously on like whoever says that, it's like okay,
Has
this
the person-
episode is going to
Yep.
be about
This person.
this person.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, it's been great. Like I have very little complaints, if any.
Would you say is the best animated American show?
The show hasn't finished.
It hasn't finished. If
I'd
it's-
say it's
go-
the
go-
best
season one.
MCU thing.
if it all the seasons come out, like because I mean, what else would you compare? Like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Sure. There's that.
What else
There's
is up there?
the DC Batman original.
No, this is still better.
I don't know.
Invincible.
I don't know. I haven't watched Invincible.
Oh, it's a good
Batman's way up there though for
Batman
me.
is still up there. Batman is still like,
Yeah.
if you
Avatar is up there.
the Avatar, Batman. Well, like we've talked about Avatar, Batman, X-Men, and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I think with the
Granted, you can move them around. Like I'm not saying that's
Yeah.
the order, but just those are the 4.
like the thing with X-Men and with Spider-Man is both of them they finished unfinished. And that's what kind of makes it hard because like you love it, but then it's like they just stopped.
But now they will.
Well, hopefully Spider-Man will finish.
And X-Men, they're planning on.
Actually, they're planning. So
I guess say and also
I think this is probably the best first season that
Also, this
Any
is one of the
animation
best
has had.
MCU thing in the past couple of years.
How long ago was No Way Home?
2021.
Yeah, past couple of years.
It was that long ago.
I
Yeah,
think so.
it was in December of 2021, I believe.
That's wild.
So yeah, I would say that this is the best thing that the MCU's come out with in a long
For
time.
now, we never know about Deadpool.
Well, that's what I'm saying right now.
But I gotta say though, I think for me, compared to other shows, this is like really high.
Yeah,
The fact that they're able to do this very comic book accurate, the animation is amazing. I think, this is my assumption. I do feel like anime has helped influence the animation on all the other shows, including this one as well. Because I see some elements in there that are very similar than I see in some anime like shows as well.
Which ones? 'Cause I don't agree.
I don't agree with that either.
Because this is. I feel like it's just retro of what it already was.
Yeah, I feel like
It's not drawing from anything else.
No, I'm not like saying that they're basically copying. I think the style of the way that it's being animated. Because you know that basically all the shows, especially X-Men, everything has been influenced by the comics, right?
Right.
They're bringing everything to pass, right? So I do feel like on that
it's their own thing, but I do feel when it comes to animation, the way that they're making some of the movements, I think when I was watching episode, was it 2 or 3, when you get to see the clone of Jean Grey, there was episode 3. I got some of the shots of reference that the animation kind of move in there remind me of like certain animes, in which you have like I guess an example of that would be like Sailor Moon. There's in Sailor Moon, there is a part in which Chibi Moon becomes an older woman and she becomes like evil and possessed. Some of the animation influence, it feels very similar, that has been basically fed into what her transformation of Jean Grey from Jean Grey to Madeline when she's possessed with the Goblin Queen.
Okay.
So stuff like that.
Okay.
So
I still disagree, but I mean,
I can see where he's coming from.
I can see where you're coming from, but I disagree with that. I in terms of, I think like the way that they animate, like it still sometimes feel a little bit
choppy,
but I think that's
I think that's by
intentional.
design. Yeah, I think it's by design.
Which is why like it's not as fluid. The techniques that they use is also very different to show the backgrounds and everything. I guess even the fight.
Interesting enough, the choppiness as well. I do see when I was watching Invincible. There are certain like the choppiness is like an American thing,
but I think it's an American thing too.
Sure, but like I said, some of the elements in which the animation style kind of feels influence as well. Even the episode, I think it was the same episode when Mr. Sinister started attacking the house. You get to see some. To me, it felt like there's some Ghibli reference in there that felt like, oh, okay, this is something that they probably became inspired to actually help.
Could be. I don't know enough about Ghibli to
like. For me, like that's what basically I'm able to pay attention. Like, okay, this is cool. The fact that nowadays we have so much influence when it comes to animation, not only from America but from other places as well, and anime being a big thing, I can definitely see like having some kind of influence in how the animation is being portrayed in this new X-Men. So it's basically a culmination of everything that we have so far fed into the new X-Men. That's why I feel like this X-Men show is really good, and the way that they are incorporating all of that, plus staying original to the comics.
Plus, I think the other thing that they do really good is it actually feels, what makes it, I think, a successful, I mean, would you call it a reboot? Spiritual reboot?
Sure.
It's a continuation. Yeah. I mean,
I'd say spiritual reboot.
I don't know, whatever, because it's a continuation, but at the same time, it's kind of its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the reason it works so well is because it's not only, it does all of these things great, but it really is for fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the people who love the original shows, like, this is for you. It's grown a little bit, like we're actually seeing, like we've talked about, we're seeing, because they didn't usually do this before, and it could just be because of the difference, but they're actually, people are swearing.
Blood.
Well, there's blood. There's like people being vaporized. It's a lot more
binary.
Yeah,
I feel like it's grown.
They actually mentioned the Holocaust.
Yeah, they're actually allowed to talk about those things now. So I don't know if it's grown or if it's because like times have gotten more.
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, the fact that it's, I think the audience is basically us, people in their 30s,
they know that the
40s.
people who are watching is like, hey, yeah,
and kids that can enjoy it too. But
kids, you can watch it too, but
this is for us.
This is for us.
Which is good.
Yeah,
they should make more shows like this.
Which is probably why we love it so much.
And that's why, like, I feel like if this is a success, I wouldn't be surprised if Spider-Man comes back. Maybe the Fantastic Four animated show.
I wouldn't care to watch that.
Hulk. I mean, they have possibilities.
Just give us just give us Spider-Man and for
everything
now.
else can go. Nah.
Spider-Man for now, and then
We'll decide.
Fantastic Four never.
we'll see about the rest of it. Fantastic Four would be good.
Silver Surfer, Iron Man. I know you guys.
I don't care about any of that.
But I think like it opens up. And the cool thing about this too is like back then, if you were a nerdy kid, it will just cater to you, right? But now, because of the transition that Marvel has done to, hey, being a superhero is cool, general audiences are going to love it a lot more. And the fact that this is just reviving everything that happened in the past with more audiences because of Marvel itself, they opened up the audience to everybody like, oh, comics are cool. It's getting more attention than ever.
But they've always been cool.
Yeah, they've always been cool. What are you talking
China's
about?
still cool.
Yeah, but other people didn't know it. People
It
were like,
became mainstream, so
you like,
now
you
now-
like comics? That's weird. But now,
Yeah,
yeah,
but-
Because it's
become
mainstream.
Now,
It's
I'm
they're like
gonna take it from my cousin. I liked it before it was cool.
yeah. We have to talk about the finale part. So first of all, I think this was funny. So near the end, right? They're trying to stop asteroid M from impacting the Earth. They have all of they're like, we're gonna die.
It's Avengers: Age of Ultron all
Yeah,
over again.
yeah. Basically, they're like, and you have this emotional scene with Cable and with Jean Grey and
Oh, okay,
Cyclops.
that-
And you gotta love the realistic thought process of the United States government. Let's blow it up.
very accurate.
It didn't work.
No, but I gotta say that part that
Plus,
Oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
the last
Yeah, you
thing, I love it. It's like, oh, it's the Magneto protocol. So your plan to stop Magneto, the master of magnetism, let's shoot missiles at him.
Not to mention they had the codes ready available on the sticky note.
They have it on the stick. I'm like, you guys are freaking.
So realistic.
It was great. By the way, that was another Easter egg on that file. I don't know if you noticed. They have his like
Stats.
they have his strat just like from his like the old like 80s and 70s
Yeah.
like, trading cards. But on the bottom like left hand corner, I only noticed it like when I watched with you guys, and I should have said something, but it was kind of a important thing, so I didn't want to take away from it. It actually has like his aliases. So they actually have like Master of Magnetism, they have Eric, they have Magnus, and then they actually have crossed off
The voice actor.
the original voice actor, and then the actors who played him. So
Oh.
it has Eric, and then it has like Fassbender's like
Fassbender.
crossed out, and then it has Ian, and then like McKellen is like
Oh, that's
crossed
so
out.
cool.
So
Cross
there's
all the
little
stuff,
cross
yeah.
outs, like little cool things. I'm like, okay, that's pretty awesome.
They did a good job on that.
They really did. I mean, like it's just the little thing. It's just like, yeah,
So
No,
about the Cyclops,
but Cable.
Cable, Cyclops, Jean Grey.
Yeah, dude, that part really got to me. Like as soon as I heard the music, I like something was gonna happen. I was holding my son, I was watching that too. Like, dang it, this can't
and
happen.
he was like super quiet.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man,
He wasn't when we first got there. I will give him that, but
it's true.
As soon as we
he was
started watching,
paying
he was like-
attention. But I gotta say, like stories like that are pretty good. Like the whole Cable scenario from the very beginning to the very end in this particular season, especially as a parent, you get to see, okay, this is what he's Cyclops is trying to do it in order to help his kid to grow and to be better, right? So even the goodbye, like, oh, you have your dad's eyes, and like, oh man,
Oh yeah, Jean Grey like was able to stop his beam, and basically you can see his actual eyes. It was pretty cool.
saying like the last goodbye, and like, no, they can't do this to us. I thought they were gonna die, man. I thought they were gonna die.
But here's again, this goes back to the funny thing that you have Omega Storm, you have Jean Grey, you have Xavier. Right at this point is not he's still unconscious. You have
Magneto.
Rogue. They can't stop this. And then Magneto finally wakes up. Boom! It's just stopped.
And I love how like none of the other heroes that were shown in cameos tried to help.
Yeah, they're just watching like, oh, we're all gonna die.
Doctor Strange is like, you know what? This might be a good time. This
is
might be a
surgery.
good time to stop the surgery.
Iron Man Friday, you could have Jarvis. Someone, no, we're gonna die.
Let them handle it. Let them handle it.
I guess we're all gonna die.
Cat, will you throw your shield? I could try. It was just
But
super funny.
missiles.
Yeah, but missiles.
Have the event missiles at Magneto now.
It's just so stupid. It'd be like a blast was coming, then throw water at him. It was just, yeah. It's. I think I hopefully they did that for. I know it was supposed to be like serious because you see the missiles coming, but I was just like, yeah, that's their protocol. Okay, whatever.
That's your plan.
I mean, I guess it worked because he was unconscious, so it did hit it, but it still was funny. It's just like that. That was
this
their,
was your best option.
but it was super funny. But anyway, so he's able to stop it because he finally wakes up, and Charles also wakes up. So they're able to get out of his mind, keeping their consciousness intact, as far as we know. Separate. Yeah. For now. And then all of a sudden we see it just disappear. We see Asteroid M. No, Asteroid M disappears as well, and there's no connection. Like they lost transmission to anyone there. And then
Fast forward.
We fast forward 6 months. Cable has his arm fixed. I don't know by who, but it's fixed. And then we see Bishop there.
Cable. I'm talking about somebody. Forge.
No, it was Cable.
Oh, it is Forge.
Oh, it's Forge. Sorry,
It's Forge with the
Forge. Yeah, sorry, Forge with all the sticky notes on all of the X-Men, and then Bishop comes,
Yep.
and he's the one that explains to them that they don't know where they are, but they're trying to figure out when, so that something happened and that they got transported to a different time period. Now, this is where I liked what they did. So now we have the X-Men. They're all separated to different time periods. We have, if I remember, it's Beast, Rogue, Storm.
No.
Beast, Rogue, Nightcrawler,
Professor
Drax,
Xavier,
and Magneto.
and Magneto.
And they're all sent back, I think, 3000 BC, ancient Egypt, right? And then we have, and I don't think there's any coincidence of time period. Then you have Cyclops and Jean. As far as we know, I think it's just those two, right? They're sent to 3096 AD. Okay? This is about 6,000 years different. Okay.
So Bodima
No, you're right.
actually.
No, you're- yeah,
I was
you're
gonna say Bodima actually confirmed that Storm, Morph, and Logan are actually there too, but they don't show it as well.
Future?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, in the future? Okay. Well, that was the biggest
I
thing.
didn't see that part, but
No, they didn't see it, but they actually.
no, like I didn't see that he could confirm
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Okay, well, that was a big thing. Because those were the three that we did not see. We did not see Storm, Morph, and Logan. The theory was this was possibly a way to connect X-Men to Deadpool and Wolverine, because they talk in the preview of the movie that he was a hero but he failed his timeline. We don't know why or what happened, but that's the story of the Wolverine that's in Deadpool. There was that theory after we saw. As far as we know. But if they said that he's there in the future, then I don't think that's
Theory's dead.
that theory's dead.
I mean, they
now.
said they can't touch Deadpool or anything at all, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
one of the things that Kevin Feige told the showrunner. You can't use Deadpool
Okay,
in the animated series, but
but anyways,
I get why.
Yeah, but anyways, so now we have a few things that happen. So at the very end, we see that they're fighting some of these guards, which it was a funny scene because you see them fighting these guards and Rogue just throwing them like rag dolls.
Well,
I'm like, I mean, it's
these
Rogue.
are regular. Granted, I know that they're in the sun all day, and they're probably there's nothing but physical specimens of human beings, but they're fighting Rogue.
Woo, woo.
Like you see them like fling away off screen.
Yeah.
It's great.
And then you see one that they're not fighting, that he's like kind of holding his own, but he's not actually fighting.
He's
but
just defending himself.
Defending himself. And you have Charles talking to him, and he's asking like who he is, or I think it was Magneto. I can't remember. I think it was Charles.
It's him asking him telepathically.
The telepathically of who he is, and then he takes off his mask, and we see a young Apocalypse.
It's a button or
Yeah, into Buttonor. And then in the future, we see Jean Grey and Cyclops, and they find a young
Nathan.
So we don't know. I don't know how old he is. Maybe 6 or 7. I don't think they ever confirmed.
They didn't recall.
Maybe 10.
6 to 10.
Yeah, 6 to 10. And then so that's how like the episode ended before the credits.
Which is
Okay, then we get the credits, and then we see
After credits.
the post credit, mid credit, whatever, and then you see it go back to Genosha, current time, and then you see Apocalypse, and you see him hold. I think he said how tragic. Oh no, he said you saw it 3 times. What did he say?
So much death.
So much
And
death.
He pulls out Gambit's
Card.
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts, and it ends.
And it ends.
So the implication of this is that he's going to bring back Gambit.
He will revive Gambit
As is
and
one
make
of
him
the
as
horsemen.
the Horseman of Death.
So
Which happens in the comics,
Mm-hmm.
and when it does happen, Apocalypse is kind of like all for one.
I mean, he basically is. He takes.
essentially is.
Yeah, I mean, instead of taking the powers, he basically like he sees it like, oh, I can be that now.
And he actually can give people powers, like we've seen with
Yeah, we've seen
Angel
that.
to Archangel.
Mm-hmm.
So what he ends up giving in the comics, what he ends up giving to Gambit is he gives Gambit the ability to explode things, but he can charge them and make them explode. Not just things that are
Inanimate.
things that are living,
Yep.
Oh wow.
and he doesn't
It's
have
not
to
dirt.
touch them anymore.
Yep.
Oh okay.
So basically, he looks at you and you blow up and die. And he can do it on a massive scale. So what he did with that huge sentinel, he could do that. He could just look at Las Vegas and
Destroy it.
there goes
tight.
Las Vegas.
I wonder if we're gonna do that in the for the show.
They could.
I
Well,
don't know if they would make him that strong because they'd have to kind of balance. I think that's kind of how they'll set it up because it'll probably be the heartbreak of Rogue having to stop Gambit,
Right.
and I'm pretty sure we'll also get Wolverine as another Horseman of Apocalypse as well.
I can see that.
That's how he'll get.
I
His
can
adamantium.
Or he could be Feral Wolverine.
That's how he'll get his adamantium back
yeah.
because that's how he gets it in the comics.
So now here's what speculation do you have for season 2? Because I know you've probably thought of this.
Those are my
No, those are just
my
two.
two big predictions. I think what they're trying to do and what they're going to do is going to do a small retelling of the Age of Apocalypse. Because Apocalypse is just pretty much always around no matter what. So I think they're going to use basically this whole second season to tell the entire backstory of Apocalypse. So the first team in the past is going to show like
How it started.
flashbacks, how it started. We're going to have stuff going on in the current day, and then we're going to have the team in the future show what could end
like
up
the after
happening.
effects of that.
So here's the question: is why did he? Because then he's the one that did it. Because he can not just teleport himself, but he can teleport other people,
Right.
right, on a massive scale.
Yeah.
So the question is, why did he need them gone?
I was gonna say.
I don't think he's the one. He didn't.
Oh, you don't think he's the
necessarily
one that did
Yeah,
it?
I don't think he necessarily did.
So who do you think did?
I don't think it was on purpose.
Why do you think it happened then?
I think you said with the engine from the asteroid M,
Oh, do you think that just the explosion was?
and I think
That sent him to-
yeah.
I don't know. Part of me
across
thinks
time.
it could be Apocalypse.
And I think it has to do with what's his name? So we know
Oh,
Bastion ripped off Cable's arm,
Yep.
which had the technorganic virus, which is where he was able to access his time band,
Yeah.
but he absorbed it.
Yes.
So Bastion is the time band, and he went into the engine,
And blew up and basically sent both of them to.
which means I also don't think Bastion is dead.
So he survived that, or he survived.
I think he was just teleported away sooner than everyone else was,
Okay.
or
He's
sent to a different timeline before.
he's-
I
he's-
think
he's
if
very
they
damaged.
If they want to kill him off,
sure.
they could, but I think they did that on purpose in case they want to bring him back for something else. Because there is also a point in time where Bastion is a Horseman of Apocalypse. So if they want to
That would
bring
be
him back,
so OP.
if they want to bring him back and buff him, they can. Then I'm pretty sure he's going to get Wolverine and Gambit. Granted, when Wolverine becomes a Horseman, it's like for noble purposes. Because Apocalypse always picks his theme's always survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
So he captures a whole bunch of strong mutants who he knows are good at battle, and he makes them. He's like, okay, I'm going to pick my Horseman of War. So my Horseman of War needs to be obviously good in battle, and Wolverine ends up beating an alternate version of Sabretooth who has adamantium, and he's like, wow, if you're stronger than him, I can't wait to see what you could do with this. So he takes that adamantium
from
off of Sabretooth
Sabretooth.
and gives it back to Wolverine. And eventually, because he kind of gets his mind wiped again by Apocalypse to serve him, he gets saved, through the power of friendship of
The
his
power of
connection
friendship.
to
Fairy tale.
Jubilee and Professor Xavier and Jean. They all come back and they shake him out of it.
Cool.
Okay.
But then he gets his adamantium back.
So I wonder what they're going to do, because they're wanting to do how many seasons? I know they want to do
For right now, the plan is
3.
3. I don't know how many they're actually planning on doing because they're catching up with a
the
lot
comics.
of the big 90 stuff. They could go back in time, like do 80 stuff or 70 stuff, but I don't think they.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if they would.
You know what I would like to see? The Marvel versus X-Men.
I think that is already been teased that it's going to happen. I think we will get a season where we get X-Men versus.
That'd be so cool.
I think that
I don't think it'll be as
Avengers.
bloody. Well, I mean,
I think the way that I see it, I think the Age of Apocalypse is going to happen for sure. And I think it's going to be like the half of the season. And when I see the second part, it will be like setting up the Marvel vs. X-Men, because there's a lot of implications.
I mean,
that
they've
happen.
already shown that Cyclops is not unhinged, but he's
Leaning on that, he's leaning on that side.
and he already has his issue with Charles.
The Messiah
late-
complex.
The what's his name? Or her name? The lady that they find in the future.
Yeah,
Jean and that's their daughter.
the old lady.
Yep.
Okay,
It's Scott and Jean's daughter,
and not Madeline's.
and not Madeline's. So there'll be different implications. I think they've still teased it. I don't know if they would, just because it is pretty violent. But again, it would make sense to bring the Avengers and the X-Men together to fight Onslaught. And Onslaught is so powerful that even Apocalypse has to help them stop Onslaught. And it's weird because, again, in the comics, Apocalypse is actually fine with watching Onslaught. He's like, cool, a mutant who's powerful, who's almost as powerful as me. Sure, man, like survival of the fittest.
Good job, man.
If you're not able to like stand up against Onslaught, you deserve to be destroyed. You know, you're weak. And then it's actually, what's his name? Watu the Watcher shows up to him and he's like, dude, if you don't help them kill him, he's gonna kill you. And he's like, what? No way. And he actually like shows him and he's like, oh crap.
Help.
So again,
He helps the Avengers and the X-Men destroy Onslaught. If they decide to use that, that would also make sense eventually, especially this season.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm bummed about is if they kind of go with any of those stories or with most of these stories, Professor Xavier ends up dying for reals this time.
I mean that's it. All I mean, I don't know how they're gonna.
To be honest though, like it's been pointed. My cousin pointed out, like I kind of like the show without him in it.
You know, I was going to say the same.
People seemed a little bit more, like unhinged and like you get a little bit more like an angst.
It wasn't preachy.
No, but you know what I like about this? Like, I also
It gave Magneto time to shine.
No, that's what. Well, I was also thinking about this too because I didn't feel like I don't know if Professor Xavier should come back, but being able to see how he reasoned with Magneto, the whole Tech no Jutsu was very effective. I think the way that he was able to convey all of that and show his friendship and knowing that you may not have a family, but we're the X-Men, we are your family. It felt like, oh man, this is really cool, and even influenced Scott to be more of like that when he encountered Bastion at the very end. Because you actually see a progression of Scott's character from the very beginning, in the middle, when he was getting fed up with the whole humanity, to the point like, let me try Xavier's way again. Xavier's way. So it's kind of interesting how like all of that being affected, but having him like Xavier there, I think it's needed, but I can definitely see that they could kill him off in the future to set up all the other.
The question is, how are they going to make? How do you think they would make Onslaught in this iteration?
They could still go back like
they can connect
first season.
They can bond.
Like, oh yeah, during that time,
it just kind of like they got kind of.
And then if somebody dies, because what ends up happening in the comics is there's Professor Xavier shuts down Magneto's mind completely, so he puts him into like a catatonic state, and during that time, like their mental energies are swapped. So he doesn't shut down. He basically leaves Magneto empty and kind of like absorbs his consciousness, and he doesn't realize it. Like it's not like a.
I do this on purpose.
You know what's a good comparison is actually like Spider-Man with like this symbiote.
Yeah,
like he doesn't notice that he's changing until it's like
too late.
He kind of wakes up and he's like, "Holy crap! Like what just happened?" But there's a younger mutant. I don't even think he's named or they're named. I can't remember if it's a boy or girl. On their way to like the Xavier Institute, they get killed like right in front. And this is after like the X-Men just like saved a whole bunch of people, and he's just like, dude, like I'm getting tired. Like even Professor Xavier kind of gets corrupted by Magneto's thoughts. He's like, come on, like we just saved thousands of people. Like we just saved the world. We're saving thousands of lives. Like we're doing everything we're supposed to, and you're killing us like on our own like unprovoked. Like we're just we're at home. Like it's not even like, okay, we're out in public and we're used to being treated like crap. It's like I'm at my house. Like we're just supposed to be our safe spot, and you even here like you come looking for problems, and that's kind of when his mentality starts getting a little bit darker, and he starts absorbing different people and starts basically like killing everybody.
Yeah, so
that's the thing that's kind of scary about Onslaught is like it happens slowly, and because like it's not like a Naruto to like a Nine Tails status. It's like, oh, like there's something wrong. Like I think there's something wrong with you.
Before you know, you're already in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll see. We'll see. That could happen. Again, it's teased. We know that he was like, we're gonna lose each other, and then they break free. But again, this is like when they're kind of drowning, basically. So that could, I mean, the implications that could affected Charles being in that sea of pain, or what, I don't know what you want to call it, but anyway, that could have affected him.
Yeah, but I'm super excited. Like I said, I was super bummed that we don't have more to watch right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been super nice to have something. I can't remember what we were talking about. I can't remember the last show that I had, because we've been pretty lucky with streaming where everything's just kind of like, here, watch.
Yeah, and actually,
everything. But this was like, oh my gosh, like I have a whole week to think about.
And that's
like,
what
it gave me something to look forward to every week. And in the long run, I guess I'm kind of short term. I was just like, man, I just wish they would release all 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, I would just watch it all in one sitting. But now I'm just like, I'm kind of glad I had.
right, and that's what like I think I mentioned before, like especially with X-Men, being able to have like an episode on a weekly basis, it gives time to digest and actually like take our time to recuperate or like bring our feelings back after watching one particular episode and having this conversation, which is awesome. Like, imagine if we were to watch all the episodes in one go.
Well, we do one podcast episode,
Yeah.
not 10.
Not 10.
Right? And we're talking quite a bit on this, and there's a lot of like theories, and people are speculating a lot. People are having fun, and there's a lot of discussions on a weekly basis. But if they were to remove that in only one particular release, it's horrible.
And I mean, I hate to say it, it works money wise. It works for them.
Yeah,
That's true.
'Cause then I don't have to just buy a 1 month subscription. I've got to buy 2.5, well 3, because I can't, because you got to watch them all.
right.
But
So-
yeah, it's.
I do hope they continue that particular
I
aspect.
do
as
hope
well.
they bring the showrunner back. I think that's going to be important.
I'm trying to figure out why
In the
the
long
reason he
run.
got fired too in the first place.
Well, he wasn't fired. They parted ways.
We parted ways.
sure.
So
we don't know.
I'm guessing it had to do
I think
a conflict of ideas.
my
If I had to bet.
my theory is like he's trying to put a little bit more influence into his beliefs, because I know he's also like, I don't know if he's not binary. He's also gay, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think he is. But I'm thinking like,
But I
part
don't
of
think that I don't think that was a.
I, don't
I
think
mean,
that'd be a
that's
problem
in
with it.
speculation. I mean, trying to put
yeah.
some ideas into the X-Men as well. So
I mean, they did they did season 2 without him, right?
no, he did season 2.
Oh, he did season
He
2.
did season 2. Okay.
So what they wrote, like, because even the voice again, the Rogue's voice actor was like, "Oh yeah, this second season is just as good as season
Yeah.
1," to her own words.
Yeah. So I mean,
She's like, it's like it hits all the same emotional.
I mean, knowing how Disney is and knowing like,
but Disney's kind of open to that. I mean, look. I mean,
It
They
is
did-
point
it is different.
no, because they did that one movie with that
that one
gay
movie.
main guy.
What's
With
the
that his
movie?
boyfriend. I don't remember the movie, but it didn't do that good. I just know that much.
I don't, like again, I don't think I would.
I don't
would
think
think it
that-
for a company that's actually like trying to
Progressive?
search it. Yeah, I would think that would definitely not be a problem. I think it has to do more with like creative control,
Yeah, I think he wanted to do more.
certain things, and then
And
probably
Kevin Feige, they're like,
is
no.
we don't want that.
And it could be like he wanted to introduce. Let's just say, Kevin Feige was like, "You can't use Deadpool. You can't use this," and he's like,
But I want.
"But I want to."
But I want to. I have.
And season 3
my
can
whole
be-
season
yeah.
3 is based off of.
What I did for season 2, which is implying that this is gonna be a part of it. And so when Feige was like, "No," like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave then.
I mean, ideally, that I wish that could be the case.
I mean, that's what I'm
we don't know-
thinking.
we don't know, right?
The team did say that they wanted to do. They're like, oh, well, how many seasons would you want to do? They did give a crazy number. I think they said like 10.
Yeah,
10 more seasons, which I think if they're all as good as season 1, I'm all for it. But I think they would run out of stories.
well, I mean, all
I don't
the
know
other
how much adaptations they did. If not, I mean, I would be
have-
happy if they did like
they'd have to redo some.
still X-Men. They would probably have to redo some of the old ones, but they actually did like different teams. Like if they did X-Force, X-Factor.
Because otherwise you'd have to go into like different universes and do different stories that
not
way.
necessarily. I think like now, especially
Well,
with after,
because like I said, if they do Onslaught, if they do that story, they do the X-Men versus Avengers. Again, they might not do it 1-to-1, but there is loss in those ones, and so they can't go
A lot
back.
of people die.
sure, but I can definitely predict that perhaps we're talking what's going to happen in the past or in the future, but in the present, I think that the remaining X-Men are going to create their own little group
either.
I think
Well,
at the
that's-
present time we're probably going to get like New Mutants because
Yeah.
that's where Sunspot originally comes out from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have Jubilee as well, and Emma Frost as well is there. And
Frost is there.
see, they're basically gonna have a new tier of X-Men in this present
Polaris
time.
instead of Magneto.
Yeah.
So
Again, they
they're
can
basically
do
gonna
that.
Build some of the stuff in there. I think that if they're gonna include some of the additional teams, it's going to be in this show in one way or another. So that's.
I mean, they could add that to, again, accumulate to X-Men versus Avengers type of thing, because the X-Men versus Avengers has tons of mutants, and so they'd have to add all of them to make it work. Or if it,
I'd like to see them do like, obviously X-Men versus Avengers, but if they did like the Utopia
oh yeah,
thing, like the storyline where it doesn't really have to do as much with like the Phoenix Force, and it's just kind of like Cyclops and Captain America both trying to do like what's best for what they think is the best.
yeah, and they have different. I mean, they're both very passionate about their ideals. I still don't. I even in that one, I don't like Cyclops that much.
Yeah, and I think that's again one of the other things that this show does good. Like I might actually like Cyclops now.
Yeah, they make them cool. But again,
Oh yeah, because normally, and it happens like, and the thing that's one of the great things that they can do when you do it in different medias. Because I've told you guys this before.
You hate
I hate Iron Man. Iron Man in the comics is like,
dude, Iron Man is a douche.
yeah, I want to call him something worse, but yeah,
Yeah, no, he's
a
horrible
terrible character.
Yeah.
Like even as a hero, it's like okay, like there's times where he saves the day, but I'm just like, oh, okay, like I guess like we had to use him. But in the MCU, he's fantastic. He's probably one of, if not the best superheroes we've had in film.
Yeah, and that influenced when they did like the Avengers.
Civil War. They made him look like the good guy in the MCU. There's like, oh,
Yeah, no, he
he's
was-
like
he was-
Captain America lied to me. I'm like, that's not what happened.
He's downright evil in Civil War.
Yeah, in Civil War, he's just like,
In Civil War 2, he's not as bad, but he's because he's not the main
Yeah.
like bad guy. But
but in Civil War 1, he's awful.
he's
I'm like,
horrible.
oh, I'm like, you're worse. I'm like, you're worse than. Yeah, it's just for some guy who's considered so smart, even in the comics for Civil War, they made him terrible. He's just like, you know what? You're not gonna register to be a superhero and give us your secret identity. We're gonna have to arrest you, and we're gonna have to do it by force. But then it looks bad that we're superheroes and we're stopping other superheroes that people love.
I love that.
You know what? You know who's really good at capturing superheroes? Supervillains. We should let them out of jail and have them hunt the superheroes for us.
Yeah.
That way we don't look bad. I'm like, this is a stupid, like, you're supposed to be one of the smartest people on the planet. Like, this is a stupid idea.
But yeah, I gotta say this show has actually make you like care for each particular character.
For sure.
yeah, but again, they might not ruin it, but it would be good for writing if they make it so you don't like Cyclops, because again, if they push him to
That point.
that point, you're not gonna like him.
I think it'll be like the whole Messiah complex and all that kind of stuff.
I don't think it's.
I could also see that.
I don't know if it's the Messiah complex. I think it's more just like
because you also
he
have
gets to
Emma
the
Frost
point
in there too.
Yeah,
like,
but he gets to
something
the
could
point.
happen.
He gets to the point where he's like Magneto, where he's like, I'm done with seeing my kind being inflicted
That
with
could still
pain.
happen. Yeah, I could
Yeah,
definitely
it
still
can
happen.
just happen. But then he takes it overboard. He becomes like, I'm protecting. We're a separate race. Like, I need to take care of my own. No one, anyone else that's not mutant is second class.
Well,
Let's evacuate this island. All right, all the mutants come with me. Mutants come with me. It's
you
like,
can
wait.
definitely see how the story in this comics as well, because Rogue switches band from time to time in this show as well, in only 1 or 2 episodes. The same with Roberto, right?
Yeah.
So if they can do that, they can easily do that with.
His is more drastic though.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Is that
No, even if that were to be the case, it won't be as long as it is in the comics.
Of course not.
again,
Because
it might not be.
No,
They
because
do
something
give you a much
right,
more
because the
condensed
whole
version.
Madeline Pryor thing only lasted 1 episode, and the comics are longer than that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But I mean, and it's just again, it goes to like the medium, because even when they're writing comics, they don't always tell you like, oh hey, you're gonna get your run is gonna be 300 issues,
right.
You don't know, so you kind of like, oh, like, well, do I have time? It's like, oh, well, I'm gonna send you on a vacation, or I'm gonna, you know what I mean? You're gonna have some mental issues over here, like you just kind of like
Sometimes they just write for quote unquote an arc.
Right,
you
and
just
that's
kinda
basically
write
and that's basically
around
the way
it.
that I see it as well too. I mean, people were saying, and this is me when I first talked to you guys after watching this show, the first 2 or 3 episodes, it felt like a really rush. And at first, I was like, oh man, but there's so much stuff they can actually expand quite a bit. But then I was listening to some conversations, and it's basically the environment in which episodes are being released now. People have a lot of shorter attention span, and if they were to have everything expand out quite long, people would get bored and probably peace out.
But the fact they have to keep it like all concise and constrained.
That I think that's the perfect word. It's concise.
That's
Now that again, since comics were just kind of written, it's like, well, you don't know how much longer you're gonna have, but dude, make sure it's good.
yeah.
Now this is like, okay, it's basically like your a life. Like
Yeah.
you can, if somebody wrote a movie about your life, depending on the year, it might not be that interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the concise, when they do like the actual biographies, like, okay, let's take the important parts, the parts that are stick out more, and we'll put that together. And it's probably it's going to be shorter than your whole like journals written down like daily of like, oh, today I went and
Grocery shopping.
I went grocery shopping, went to the gym. You did normally had a mundane but good day. And this one they just compress it all into, okay, this is what happened. This was the problem. This is how it happened. This is
We know you went grocery shopping 20 times.
We know you
You go once.
We're not gonna put that.
And that's basically why I can see like all the other stories that we're talking about. They could evenly, if they really wanted to, put that into just one season, which I don't want them to. Like maybe I want them.
We
to
wouldn't want one season of just Madeline Pryor. Like,
right. So like, pick and choose what story you want to expand. But at the same time, I don't think it will be that long for sure because of the whole.
I do want a whole season of Age of Apocalypse. He is one of, if not one, he's up there for my favorite villain.
Hopefully, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like elements pointing into that direction. Hopefully, we'll actually get a full season.
I'm hoping
I think
so.
it'd be cool.
Either way, I don't think he gets defeated
No.
for this season. And I know that the showrunner had talked about they wanted to do. I mean, it's like ideally we'd love to be able to do 10 seasons, but I think they wanted to do. It's like realistically, I think they wanted to do like 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Seasons, and then they wanted to have like a feature film. Like,
Ooh,
if we
that'd
could
be
get
cool.
that budget,
That'd be cool.
They were like, that's the dream. If we could just go out and just end it with like
Following the community, right?
X-Men 97, the movie,
X-Men
And then-
2000.
and then from there, stop that. And then they could go into like separate things. Like they could go and try not like reboot it, but just like continue the
With the X-Force, with something else.
X-Force
New
with
Mutants.
yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like they did with what was it? What came after X-Men Evolutions, right?
Yeah.
Where
That's a good show.
basically
I like that show.
all of the original X-Men were like adults, and then everybody else was like
High school
teenagers, and
yeah.
they actually were. It was more of like that student-teacher dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
That would be something like they could.
Yeah.
That was a
explore
really
little
good
bit
show.
more.
I didn't enjoy it quite a bit.
Yeah,
I want
me
to see
too.
more Kitty Pryde. I know she's not. You don't get to see this in '97. But
What is it? He's a random things.
No, because X-Men Evolution, you actually see a little bit of her character development quite a bit, and that's one of the shows I also quite enjoy. Like I feel like there's a lot of things.
So
that
many
can pick X-Men.
there's so
Yeah.
many mutants that you can talk about. We still haven't seen in '97. We still haven't seen Colossus,
Magic.
Polaris, Magic, Iceman,
He's alive.
Mimic. Archangel is presumed
Dead, yeah.
but we don't know why.
Which made no sense. I was
Scarlet
like, okay.
Witch.
Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver.
Yeah.
the Moon
I mean, we
show.
saw
We
them
saw
like,
him as a cameo and as
Yeah.
Morph. Morph turns into Quicksilver once.
yeah. But it said, but we
gets
know that
bodied.
we know that Scarlet Witch is off world. At least that's what it says.
As Quicksilver's.
Yeah, as a Quicksilver's. Yeah.
So there's still so many people that they could use. There's still Psylocke.
We
did
saw
get to
her.
We get to see her for a second. I'm just still trying to think of who else. Actual X-Man who has the ability to copy up to like 10 mutant powers at the same time, but like at a fraction of the power.
Yep.
Cool.
And they still haven't really seen like the Brotherhood.
Mystique. We haven't seen Mystique.
Mystique
We don't know where she is.
We don't know where Mystique is. We still have Pyro. We still have Avalanche, Juggernaut.
Juggernaut.
Don't
I didn't say it.
you almost. That's fine. That is probably the most memorable quote of Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Sunfire.
Sunfire.
We still have to see what happens. Hopefully they're not just cameos, but Silver Samurai, Omega Red, Lady Deathstrike.
There's so
But
much.
she's not dead, right? She wasn't dead in the original one.
She might have been.
Was she? I
still
can't
remember.
I don't remember either.
But there's so many.
Well, and that's the cool about this show too. Like,
Sabretooth.
Sabretooth is alive. Yeah.
they have
Sabretooth's got to be around there somewhere.
they have all the tools for all the Marvel characters that they can easily plug and play if they need to.
We just don't know why, because Magneto appears and he's like, "Well, what did happen to your team?" It's just like,
well, that's my favorite part. They're still showing him in like the opening credit.
yeah, he's attacking. Like, okay, but they're not there.
Where are they? We literally haven't seen these guys in like 25 years.
I
Why
do
are
wonder
these
for people that are watching the show for the very first time, who are those guys?
Who the heck is that guy?
He's always in the opening.
He's got to be coming eventually. They're saving him for the end.
Then, there you go. Alrighty. Well, great stuff that it's going to happen. Can't wait for season 2. Hopefully it comes at the end of this year or early next year. Don't know. They haven't confirmed anything, but sooner rather than later is what I've heard is what they want.
I want that too.
Yeah, I
Me
want that
too.
too.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait another year or two.
No, that's true. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We truly enjoy talking about these things. We hope that you enjoy watching. And remember, you can always watch these first on YouTube, and the other versions, or if you don't watch on YouTube first,
Audio only.
audio only is going to be on Podomatic, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you listen to. Again, there's a 2-week delay, but it's all good. You can watch it here first on YouTube. Follow us on all social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, at Chibino Podcast, capital C, capital P. We will see you guys next time. Have a lovely night. This is David the Smash Fan.
Mister.
You're boring.
Shark King.
And this is Chibino Podcast.
Remember,